Hey there, guys and gals, geeks and gamers. You're listening to the Nerd of Godcast, that place on the Venn diagram of life where Christ culture and nerd culture find sweet, sweet two-player co-op.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd of Godcast, that place where all the cool gospel goodness of your heart comes together with all the things that make you geek out and go fan crazy. They hold hands, they walk down Main Street, they buy expensive balloons and churros and turkey legs and Dole Whips, and they wait in line for Space Mountain and have a yabba-dabba-doo time. My name is Tony T, and we're going to have a great time tonight, but I'm not going to do it all by myself because with me, as always, is Steve-O Supremo.
Cowabunga, everybody.
You know, Steven, I don't know if I told you this, but I've been on a little bit of a Ninja Turtles kick lately.
Really?
I have, man.
How so?
I just bought the Ninja Turtles and Batman comic book.
How is it?
I haven't read it yet, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Moving to the other side of the table, we have one half of the Nerdy God twins. She's wonderful and she's terrible. It's Jessica Terror.
Hello.
Hi, Jessica. What's happening?
Not much.
I'm waiting now, just in case anybody interrupts our conversation, to tell me that we shouldn't be having it, that we're not ready.
Hey, that's
Right.
my line.
We're good. All right. Jess, anything new happening in your life?
No, not
All
that I
right.
can recall.
It's nice. Consistency is one of
Yes,
the great
nice
flavors.
stability.
Indeed. We're super excited tonight to have some returning guests, friends of the show, if you will, from the sprawling metropolis of Frostproof, Pastor Mayor Rodney Cannon.
Dilly dilly.
and his arguably better half, the lovely Lindsey Cannon.
Hello.
Hi, Lindsey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
You guys kind of have like the same color palette going on there a little bit in your shirts.
Gray looks good on fat people.
It does. I
Also
So
doesn't show
that's
sweat
why
much.
people buy me gray shirts. I was wondering, why are they all gray?
Art imitates life, imitates art. I bought gray, and then I got fat, and then I wore more gray. Tonight's a really special night, and it's not just special because you guys are here, although we love that you guys are here. You made the long trip over, leaving your sour creams and other condiment foods completely unguarded. Tonight's a really amazing night in the history of the Nerd of Godcast because defying all logic and predictability. In fact, this may be the last sign of the end times for those of you guys that are still checking off your Tim LaHaye, Jerry Jenkins checklist. My wife, Sheena, joins us on the show. Hello, lovely.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
You're beautiful. This is not your natural environment.
Not at all.
You're like a fish in a tree right now.
Yes.
Everyone says, how'd that fish get in that tree? Something unnatural has happened.
It's a flying fish.
So are you here out of grudging or necessity or out of a joyful heart?
Joyful heart.
Yay!
Oh, Sheena, you missed the opportunity. Like, you told me to come.
I did
You
not.
dragged me here.
Nobody tells her what to do. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Ever.
Ever.
I thought he was just asking just to be like nice. Like,
So
do
you
you want to
called
be
him
on
on
the
his
podcast? Yeah.
I'm like, well, crap, what am I going to do now?
Wait. How long has this podcast been going? How many years?
3 years.
And he waited 3 years to ask his wife.
Now,
'cause
she's
she
not-
wanted.
She's
No,
not
no,
an out
he
front
knows me.
person. She doesn't talk. The funny thing is,
Yeah,
I'm
but you
gonna-
got to make that invite
I'm going
regardless.
to tell
Just
you
cover
the
your
story
bases.
of, okay, now how she doesn't talk. She's the quiet one. And then she's going to be talking all night long. People are going to, what are you even talking about? Because that's what she does every time. She always upstages me and looks really great and makes me look silly just by comparison. But I am absolutely out of my league by marrying such a wonderful person, and the show is a better place because you are here right now.
Aw.
We had to fire Neff, but it's worth it. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Now, we're having a great time tonight. We're having a very special Disney-themed episode tonight, which is why the Cannons are here, Disney enthusiasts that they are, and why the Nerd of God wife is here. They are lovers of Disney. We love Disney. We're here in Orlando, Florida, so if you're going to love Disney, this is sort of the epicenter of the action, with apologies to our friends in Anaheim. There are lots of Disney stuff happening here, so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And we're going to open up tonight's podcast with a quick game of If We Were.
Character from a movie or a video game, a famous flying geese from somewhere deep in space. It's time to find out from the hisses and hers. We're gonna play a game called If We Were.
I'm very excited about our If We Were theme song by Ben Knight. Thank you so much for contributing to the show. Ben Knight, member of the Nerd of God Network. We're going to play tonight If We Were Disney characters. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you an opportunity just to real quick make notes on your tablets in front of you of what characters you think the other people around the table would be if they were Disney characters. And any questions on that?
There are entirely
You
too
guys
many options.
I know.
We
There are
have 100 years
so many.
almost.
Well, is there a way to narrow it down that makes it a more effective
No.
way to do that? Like just Disney, like not Disney Pixar characters or only Disney princesses? If Steven was a Disney princess, what Disney princess would Steven be?
Scary.
If you were an
That's
animal,
a Spice Girl.
Oh, yeah.
if you were an animal sidekick from a Disney movie, what animal? I guess we could play this game all night long. Well, we're just going to go with all of them for now. So
Okay.
pick from the robust catalog of 70-plus years of Disney movies, and we'll get into that. And while they're doing that, we're going to give you an opportunity to think about who you would be if you were a Disney character. The best way for you to let us know that is to get connected with us on social media. You can find us across all the usual platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube at Nerd of Godcast, or you can visit our blog at nerdofgodcast.com. If you'd like to send us an email, you can connect with us at nerdofgodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to chat with you, connect with you, and exchange whimsical animated gifts with you. So let's go real quick around the horn. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. When you wish upon a Steve-O. Steve-O,
I'm not done yet.
you're not done yet. So we're going to find out who Steve-O thinks that the people around this table would be if they were Disney characters.
I just said I'm not done yet. I'm still figuring this
No,
out.
we're going to have to guess who you are, Steven.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
So who is Steven, Sheena, if he's a Disney character?
Oh, I don't know. I only had myself and Nick figured out.
Okay.
Nick's is easy.
Oh, crap. Nick Sadler is up in the booth making us look and sound good.
14 weeks in a row.
every time.
It's okay.
I even told you that I was going to forget because you turned the light off and I can't see you. But there is Nick Sadler, Perry's finest, up there making us look and sound good, pushing all the buttons and everything like that. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Nick, if you were a Disney character, who do you think you would be? Who do
I
you
don't
think
know.
you would be, Sheena?
I was thinking Fix-It Felix.
That's what I put.
Fix It Felix is a good choice. Anybody got something better?
I got Milo from Atlantis.
Okay. Oh, that's
I'll
a
take
very
that.
good one. That's a very good
I
one.
like that one.
Nice. And
Whoops.
what was that?
That was IMDb messing me up.
Who's the like techie kid that makes the robots on
Hero.
Oh,
Meet the
Hero.
Robinsons?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one I thought
I've
of.
never seen Meet the Robinsons.
I think it's Lewis.
Let's
I
go
think
with
it
Lewis.
is.
That's his
It's
name.
Lewis, yeah.
I've never seen that. I've been admonished strongly for not seeing it, and I found out that it just came out on Netflix, so I am going to watch it now.
What, Meet the Robinsons?
Meet the Robinsons.
Never
It's
seen
a
it.
good movie.
I haven't seen it either.
I have not seen it. I heard there's a dinosaur in it.
Yes.
He has little arms.
I saw that. As dinosaurs are.
That's all I know.
Want to do it.
Screenshots.
I haven't seen
Steven's very excited that the Jurassic Park Funko Pop figures are going to be coming out soon. He's got his
Yeah.
eye on the Target exclusive Jeff Goldblum. Look that up online.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's the Jeff Goldblum laying on his side with his shirt open. It's
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Dr. Ian Malcolm, indeed. When Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, pirates don't come to life and eat
Listen,
the tourists.
there was one time when I was on Pirates of the Caribbean and it broke down, and I tweeted, "Pirates of the Caribbean broke down. Let's hope the pirates don't eat the tourists." It was one of my proudest Twitter moments.
That's very good. Gold star, Steven.
Yes.
I'm imaginarily liking and retweeting that.
Ever since then, every time I ride Pirates of the Caribbean, it breaks down.
Really?
I think I cursed it.
Arr.
Talk about your chaos theory.
That's chaos.
All right, so I think that's a good one. We got a couple good ones for Nick. Steve-O, who are you? Who do we think Steve-O is if he's a Disney character?
I don't know. I cannot.
And we're going to narrow it down to just like mainstream Disney Pixar characters. No Muppets, no Star Wars, no Marvel.
I got him as Syndrome.
Okay, all right, go home, buddy.
Why?
Why not?
Why? We already established that if I was going to be a Pixar character, I'd be Wall-E.
Yeah, I
No.
like Syndrome better.
I picked
Why
Zazu.
Syndrome?
Who'd you pick?
Zazu.
Why Zazu?
That's nice.
I'm not mad at it, but why?
Because you're the right-hand man, and you're also kind of a stickler for the rules, and everyone has to be where they're supposed to be.
Going around telling them what to do and stuff.
Mhm. And doesn't like change, doesn't like, any deviation.
You're not wrong.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Very good. Sheena, do you have anything for Steven? All right, we'll let that pass. All right, Zazu it is. All right, so Rodney, we're putting the burden on you. If your wife was a
Oh.
Disney character, what Disney character would Lindsey be?
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. The gypsy?
He says that only because that's his favorite.
She's hot, bro. It's either that or Belle because she loves books.
Well, that's a safe one. I guess you got to go with whichever one your wife knows that you like the best. Or
See, I don't know
You'll be
Lindsay
the
that
outcast.
well. So I put Belle, but then I changed it to Raksha
Who?
from the Mama Wolf in Jungle Book.
Oh.
I think her
Okay.
name's That's why I went on IMDb because I couldn't remember her name.
What's the name of the wolf?
I remember Tequila, which is the dad.
She was the one in the spelling bee.
Yes. Yes.
Different thing. Never mind. Thank you.
What's the Disney mother that has the most children?
Yes, that's how you decide.
Who's the
Pongo
rat?
and-
No, the rabbit from Robin Hood.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
The
Not
Dalmatian.
101 Dalmatians.
Oh, Pongo and
Perdita.
Purdy.
That's, yeah.
All right, Purdy. There you go. All right, so Lindsay,
My wife is Purdy.
turn it around. Who's your Pongo there? Who's Rodney if he's a Disney character?
I have nothing. I have
Nothing.
nothing. I'm
Rodney
so
was
bad
hard.
at this.
I went the cheap route with mine pick for him.
Who's Rodney?
Mayor Lionheart
Ooh.
from Zootopia.
Okay, that's a good one.
That was mostly because he's a mayor.
Yeah, but he was crooked.
I've never actually seen Zootopia, and according to Wikipedia,
he was crooked.
According to Wikipedia, he was a good guy in the paragraph that I read.
Yeah,
So-
he had good intentions, but he broke the law.
I don't know. I don't watch you every minute.
I was gonna go with Baloo.
Oh.
No, I have Baloo for somebody else.
Oh crap! I'm giving you Baloo. That's my pick. Anybody got anything better?
I was torn between Mufasa and Mr. Incredible.
Ooh.
Oh
okay.
man!
Because
all
of
right.
leadership.
That's high praise.
Well, I purposely
Strong
didn't
leader.
do any Pixar.
High praise.
So nobody's a Pixar character. in
Nobody's
mine.
Pixar. So who's Jessica?
I put Meg from Hercules.
All right, because she's sassy,
Yeah.
or because she made a deal with the devil.
I don't know.
You know, I was thinking that.
Meg
The
from
same thing, yeah.
I originally put Maleficent and then I changed it.
Steven, you have definitely a strong opinion. Nick, if Jessica was a Disney character, who would she be? Answer honestly. This is for posterity.
Belle.
Yeah, good answer. The safe answer.
Safe answer.
All right. Okay. I guess now it's my turn to say who Sheena is. Sheena, if you were a Disney character, I'm gonna let everybody else answer first.
Sheena's was the toughest. I went not generic. I put Cinderella.
Cinderella. Nice. Okay. She does like
That
shoes.
was my safe answer.
I put Minnie.
Minnie. Okay.
I've got the Cheshire Cat.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
That is
she's
interesting.
able to come to the forefront when she needs to say something, but then can dissolve
Disappear.
right
Yeah.
into, and it's relevant input.
I was never
that.
here. I would have just said Aurora because she likes sleep more than anybody that I know.
That is definitely the right
Your
answer.
wife
you
is
met
one
my
of the
wife?
hardest sleepers I've ever seen.
She straight up.
She slept through like a party at your house.
Yeah.
Just on the couch.
Probably on the couch.
Yes, on the couch, not like watching a movie, a loud movie, and she's just out.
She's a heavy drinker. No, I'm
Of
kidding.
warm
I'm
milk.
kidding. She drinks the normal amount. Anybody want to take a crack at those people that aren't here? EJ, Neff, Jackie.
I put Baloo for Neff.
Oh, for Neff.
Yes.
Okay.
Or Baymax.
Baymax, just because he's big.
No, because he's
big.
he's caring
Uh huh.
and he's helpful.
Uh huh.
But Baloo is what I wrote down.
Why Baloo?
Because he's caring and
Okay.
he's helpful
All right.
and he's just here to have a good time, man.
Okay.
Plus, Bill Murray voiced him in one iteration,
Okay. Fair enough.
and Neff loves Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Not as much as you do.
I'm gonna say very good. EJ,
I couldn't do anything for EJ. EJ was tough.
he's
He's Donald Duck when he in Fantasmic when he gets the thing. I don't know. He was tough. That was me pulling one out of a hat.
I don't think that ever actually happened.
And no, Philhar Magic.
Philhar Magic.
That's
He's
what I was
Donald Duck
thinking
with the hat.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
EJ was
Jackie,
tough. Tinkerbell. Is this just me now? Am I the only one playing?
you're the one. I guess who's got the
Tinkerbell.
burden of this one.
Because Tinkerbell is sassy and Tinkerbell is tiny.
She is both of those things. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw mine in there. Anybody know? Want to say it?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Walt Disney.
Uh-huh.
Which movie was he in?
He was the influence
the
to
heart of
He
all
was
of
the heart
them.
of all of them. His name is at the beginning of every single Disney movie. He's in all of them. He built this city.
On
Rock and roll.
and roll.
Or a swamp.
Never make a Starship reference on the show again, please. I would have picked for myself the genie. That's because he's my favorite.
genie
I
is-
thought
That
about
was
that.
yeah, that was my
That's- yeah,
second
that's
choice.
what
The
she
genie,
had.
Thank
the
you.
genie was on there until the last second that I changed it to Walt.
Why would you change it?
Because I figured Genie was too much of a layup because you did the Genie puppet for so long.
I did love doing the Genie puppet. He's my favorite. So that's who I would be. Let us know who you would be. Again, connect with us on social media at Nerd of Godcast, or you can even give us a call at our Nerd of God hotline. That's area code 760-NOGCAST, 760-NOGCAST. You leave us a message, and you might just make it on the show. So yeah, we're talking about Disney tonight. I'm excited about that. Disney fans, anytime that I get together with Rodney and Lindsey, we always talk about Disney. He's got the inside scoop, knows everything. It just seems like. Rodney is, you tell us about Sorcerer Radio.
Sorcerer Radio, all Disney music all day long. srsounds.com.
I found myself listening to Sorcerer Radio the other day. Just for a little ambience. It's like theme park music, and it's just cool stuff.
I walk in every morning. I walk into my office. Alexa, tune in, because the app Tune In is how I listen to Sorcerer Radio.
Okay.
They go playing the last Tune In station, Rodney's Sorcerer Radio, and it's basically that. It's Disney park music. They have different shows throughout the day. At 11 o'clock every day is the Epcot hour, and it's great. They do music from around the world showcase at 2 o'clock every day is Magic Kingdom. They do shows where you can listen to ride-throughs. They do call in and request, or I'm sorry, you tweet out and request lunch hour request on Wednesdays.
What do people request?
Can
I get Small World?
Yes, there are some that do Small World.
And now here's a
and
Sorcerer Radio request and dedication. It's a letter from Minnie Mouse, and she writes.
But one of the go-tos for me right now is the song from Rivers of Light.
Okay.
We Are One.
Are they still doing that?
Just Rivers of Light is amazing. Have you not seen it?
That's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom's nighttime show. It's water screens, and it's projection on the water screens, and it's the music is epic more than the show. The show is very cool. There are no fireworks, but it's just water screens and a lot of production. The production quality, of course, is Disney quality, so it's great. But the music is just phenomenal.
See, I thought they
same
did that,
thing with
and it went away.
Happily Ever After.
No,
they did. They brought it out to premiere it, and it wasn't quite ready, but so they put Jungle Book in its place.
Jungle Book was the one they said was garbage.
Jungle Book. I went to see Jungle Book and fell asleep in it. The nighttime show.
Wow.
I didn't hate it, but I saw it like when they were practicing it. They're like, "Oh, this is like our second time doing it."
Yeah, and then I think that was it. They pulled that one quick, but I think from what I heard from some cast members, they only had a couple weeks to put that whole show together.
Well, and it was not ever going to be the permanent thing.
Gotcha.
They were rolling out the launch of Rivers of Light and had some technical difficulties, so they put that in its place.
Gotcha.
And it did what it did for filling time. It served its purpose.
It served its purpose, as we should all hope to do. Now, I'm a park enthusiast as well. I'm a big fan of the Disney parks. I have not seen Rivers of Life. We never go over to Animal Kingdom, it seems like.
Yeah.
That's my least frequented Disney park.
Ours too. Yeah.
If I could get like a 75% price for my park pass, they could just cut Animal Kingdom out.
No.
Why do you like Animal Kingdom so much?
I just love the safari.
Okay, I love the safari too. That's the only thing that I like over there.
Wait,
No, and the
Festival of the
Rafiki's
Lion
place.
King.
No, there's some great things over there.
Rafiki's place.
Okay, yeah, but that's kind of the safari, and then you walk to
Then
the
you have
next
the petting zoo
Animal
and
Kingdom.
Festival of the Lion King.
Festival of the Lion King is the best live
It's
show.
amazing.
Festival
Plus,
of
they
Lion
have
King's good.
the Nemo. Do they still have it?
That's
Yeah, the
terrible.
theater.
We fell asleep
That's
on that
absolutely
too.
awful.
What? It's Nemo with big giant fish puppets.
Exactly. It's people walking around with sticks.
Oh,
Fish on sticks. If I want fish sticks, I'll go to the Gorton's Fisherman in the frozen food department. Please. Fish on sticks. In a big blue. That movie. That song wasn't in the movie. Shut up.
That wasn't a musical movie. All the
Exactly.
Dino songs
Exactly.
are in
It doesn't
there.
need to be made into a musical on the stage with fish on sticks.
It smells really good at Animal
Please.
Kingdom. Like the food smells really
Oh,
good.
it's like, Animal
The
Kingdom
food-
smells like poop.
No,
after
no,
that.
the
Yeah,
food
I have
smells
been
really
pooped
good.
on twice.
He has.
By
At
cast
Animal
members.
Kingdom by birds. By cast members.
Yeah, watch
Yes,
that.
I am a treasured guest.
You gotta watch that guy in the Doug from Up costume. He will get you.
But no, the dinosaur ride is cool.
No, it's not.
Everest is
No,
cool.
it is not.
I love the
I
dinosaur
love
ride.
I
Everest.
can't do
Dinosaur.
Everest or
I love Everest.
Dinosaur. Dinosaur gives me a headache. Everest makes me need to go to the cardiac unit.
The first time I ever went on Everest, which is a roller coaster ride that takes you up Mount Everest. There's a scene where you kind of go up because they still throw some theme park ride elements into the roller coaster. You go up the track and the track ahead of you is all torn up and they drop you backwards into the mountain. And I didn't expect that. And at that moment that happened, all of a sudden I become really lightheaded and everything around me goes black. And I thought I passed out. I didn't know what was happening.
Exactly.
I'm like, am I blacking out right now? Am I dying? Is this
Is this real
is
life?
this all there is?
Lord.
Honestly, the last time I rode it, which was a few months back, I rode it with a family member because she had a fast pass, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll go. And I honestly, like when that part goes backwards and down, and you enter into darkness, and then it turns and you're going up. And you're going upwards, backwards. I thought that I was having an out-of-body experience, and I was like dying. It was extreme. And I love roller coasters, but I have to see where I'm going, or I'll get a headache. This here, I sat down for like an hour with cold sweats when I got off the ride because it was just too intense for me. And I'm like, I'm an old man now. Officially, I can't. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Last time we went on Rock and Roller Coaster, which I love Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh no, that one all day. I'm all day.
I know, me too. And I got off of it, and I went, I need to sit down for a minute. I don't know what's wrong. And then we ended up having to leave. We had to leave the park. It was 9 o'clock in the morning.
I did think I was going into cardiac arrest when I rode Mission Space Orange.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never do it again.
Never
again.
I rode that one time when they first put that in there. I was in 7th grade, and my 7th grade class went to Epcot, just Epcot for like some trip, and so we get there, and it was like right after. I don't know if it happened or if it was just a rumor, but apparently some dude died after getting he had a brain aneurysm after being on the ride. So all the kids wanted to go on that, and they told him you're not allowed to go. You can only go on the green one. Like the school was like, we don't want any kids dying.
Have you been on this, Jessica?
No, but I remember, I think in like 2005 or 2006, someone did die on that ride.
So the way that this ride is, and they've just changed it. I haven't been on the new version of it, but
it's great. The new green version is great.
The way that the ride is you're going on a space program. You're helping them test a simulator that's going to take them, on the first manned mission to Mars. Gary Sinise walks you through the whole thing, at least on the previous version. And as you're in this kind of 4-seated simulator, 4 people sitting next to each other, bench style, with an enclosure around it, you got a screen, you got buttons that you actually push and kind of interact with the ride itself. There's a version that just kind of basically leans you back and forth, to the left, to the front, to the back, to kind of simulate the feelings of taking off. But the orange ride, which is the more intense ride, is actually in a centrifuge that whips you around at 30 miles an hour. So when there's G forces, when you're taking off, you feel it in from your face to your undercarriage, and it is a sensation.
When I rode that
to be experienced,
it felt like someone was pushing in on my head.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Half an hour afterwards. Yeah. I'm like, it's the only time I'll ever do that.
Yeah, it's like a straight up being born again, man. John chapter 3 kind of moment. It's intense. But so what's a ride that you really, really love at Disney? And it's funny because you said you went there in 7th grade when Mission Space first opened. I think when I went there in 7th grade, Body Wars had just opened. It was brand new. And that's,
when I went there in 7th grade, they still had.
I know. So what's your favorite Disney park ride, Jessica?
Do past ones count?
Yeah, why not?
Alien.
The Alien Encounter.
Encounter, yeah.
I miss it.
I do too.
So much.
So intense.
I was so scared of that ride.
My sister cried.
I never went on it.
Yeah, and then they turned it into Stitch's Great Escape, which is hot garbage.
Yeah,
which is gone now. Is it officially gone?
It's officially gone now.
What are they replacing it with?
Nothing right now.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Bring back the Alien.
There's rumor that it could become something completely different, and I think that's what they need to do. They don't need to just repackage the same thing in the same old ride. It's Stitch's Great Escape is the same thing that Alien Encounter was. It's just a different theme, which is the same thing that Mission to Mars was originally when I was a kid. It was the same theater in the round.
Yeah.
And you sat there and the theater shook and you could look on the floor and see Earth getting smaller.
And then hit that hyperspace and the seat would kind of drop out from
there.
It was, whoa, it tingles.
That makes my bottom tingle.
You get that funny feeling like when you climb the rope in gym class. That's a good one. Sheena, what's your favorite Disney park attraction?
I think it's a tie.
Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, right?
That's not
She will cuss me if I say that we're going. Can we go on to Swiss Family? No,
I'll never go on that again.
I didn't go on that till I was like 25, and then I'm like walking up.
It loses its luster,
and I'm
it?
like, You just walk the entire thing? Like, you don't even get to interact with it. You get to walk and look. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, it's like a pressure valve release for the Jungle Cruise. That's what it is. Like, let's get all these suckers on this tree, and this line will be 5 minutes shorter.
You can't go back. You have to go all the way
stuck.
through.
You guys are falling further and further in the eyes of my wife. She is over here biting her tongue.
I love it.
No, that's the thing.
But that's because I love the movie.
I love the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. That's why I always want to go up it. And I talked Sheena into going one time.
I think I would like it more if like the one time I went on it, there was so many people.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I felt trapped.
Yes.
And I'm
It's not
scared
fun.
of heights already. And I just felt like I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go back. I couldn't go forward. And I'm like, just get me off of this thing, please.
Which is fair. I felt the same way.
Yeah.
But I also love the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Steven, what's your favorite Disney attraction?
Your wife never answered. She just said,
"Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I cut you off as I'm wont to do. I'm sorry."
I think it's a tie between Soarin' and Star Tours.
Oh, nice. Soarin' is wonderful.
I
New
love
Soarin'
both
is
of those
wonderful.
rides.
Soarin'.
I love old
cried the
Soarin'.
first
I love
time.
new Soarin'.
I miss the orange smell though.
I do. I miss the orange smell.
That
And
is
you know
not
the
what
orange
orange
smell.
groves smell like.
It's not
I
what
don't
orange groves
care.
smell like,
I
but
do
it is
like
a
the
great smell.
Africa smell though.
Now,
Yes,
I
the
do.
dirt.
No,
Yeah,
I
the
don't like the
dirt.
dirt smell.
I love it.
love it.
That's
I
the
love
only
that.
smell. Which, coincidentally, if you have been on the Flight of Passage, the same dirt smell makes its appearance there as well.
Now,
one
if
is the
I'm not
Flight of
mistaken,
Passage?
we'll take you back in Disney history a little bit. The orange smell is a throwback to the old Horizons ride.
Yeah.
And the dirt smell, if I'm not mistaken, was a smell that they used in the old Universe of Energy attraction. When you went into the dinosaur, they had a dirt peat moss scent that they would pump into the room.
This is pre-Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Ellen DeGeneres, Alex Trebek, Jamie Lee Curtis, Albert Einstein, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yes.
And many more.
And many more.
I haven't been on the new Soarin' since they updated it.
It's awesome.
The last
It's
time I
great.
went on
It's
it was
fantastic.
Fiji, when you fly over Fiji
And
when
the
you,
Taj
and the Taj
Mahal.
Mahal, the rose smell.
It's fantastic.
It is.
It's better than the first, and I loved the first one.
Oh.
So, Steven, I'm sorry.
Mine is a tie between, and it's not technically a ride, but I'm counting it. Is Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
It's a ride
Moves.
show.
It moves.
It's
You sit and it moves.
It's an attraction or a nap, whichever you need at that moment.
But Pirates of the Caribbean.
I heard it always breaks down.
Yeah, I still love it. That was I remember I love it because I remember the first time I rode it. It was my mom's favorite, and I was like 6, and we went to Disney. It was like my first time at Disney, and she desperately wanted to ride it, and it was like broke down or busy all day. So as we were leaving the park, it had like a 10-minute wait. So she wanted to go on, and I was terrified. Like, I don't want to go on the ride. It looks dark. I was like scared of everything. And she's like, well, we're gonna go on it. And she like forced me to go on it, and I was terrified, but like I was awestruck by it when I was 6 years old. I was like, this is amazing. I was transported into a realm where there's pirates, and so, but just it's more of a child, just like E.T. at Universal Studios is like my favorite.
See,
there.
it's funny that you made the connection between E.T. and Pirate because both of those, to me, harken back to one strong chord of nostalgia, and that is they have amazing lines. The queue
Yes.
for Pirates of the Caribbean makes me feel like I'm going on a pirate adventure, just waiting in line, walking through the fort. It's just so immersive. It's really, really well done. Another ride that does that for me, and we kind of glazed right over top of it, is you said Star Tours is your second ride. Now, this is a nerd podcast. We can't just ignore Star Tours. It's a Star Wars ride at Disney World.
Yes.
Star Tours is a simulator ride, and I just found out, Sonny told me, that they have put in scenes from The Last Jedi
Yeah, she told me that
in
too.
Star Tours.
Yeah.
So they have the, I think it's the crate battle on.
She told me she wasn't going to tell me that she wanted me to experience it.
Oh, okay.
But
Is it still random? Because every time I went on that thing, I would get stupid Naboo.
Yeah, well, I think it's still random, but I think it's also, I think they'll push a certain one. Because
Gotcha.
when The Force Awakens came out, The Force Awakens part of it was like the time, there was like every single time for like 3 months. Or 3 visits at least.
I don't think I've ever gotten the Force Awakens one.
Really? It's just
I'm not joking. I always get stupid Naboo.
Naboo is cool because you have
or
like
pod racing. I always get pod racing.
Pod racing is the one we always get.
Oh my goodness, I like Naboo.
Yeah, like the breaking the fourth wall where it kind of goes through the glass.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do like pod. The Naboo one's not bad, but I always get pod racing. That sucks.
But no, the thing that connects the ET and Pirates with me is the not updated animatronics. Like it's the same animatronics from when except for Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Than when they first started, and I don't want them to ever change it. Did you just get a text message?
No, that's
It's the Star Tours chime.
That's Rodney. That's
Also, I love in the line in Star Trek. I don't know why, but it's my favorite part when the little robot lady's talking to you and she gives you like a no sass kind of thing. She's like, no smoking in line, but it's like the way that she does it. It's like her head shakes and she does the finger.
She does, and she has like a little glitch too.
I didn't even realize that the one when you're about to get on there is it's Allison Janney. It's CJ Craig from The West Wing. I was like, hey, that's CJ Craig right now.
She makes a couple other appearances. She also is in the Nemo ride.
Is she?
She's the starfish.
She's the starfish. That's right.
Do they have a Star Tours in Disneyland, or is it just the Orlando one? Is it just Disney World?
I don't know. We can ask our guest that we're going to have in just a moment what he knows about Disneyland. In fact, we're going to have this conversation in just a second. But let's round this up. Favorite Disney attraction, Lindsay?
Toss up between Soarin' and Haunted Mansion.
Oh, nice.
Haunted Mansion's good.
Haunted Mansion's solid. And I feel bad. We're supposed to be all Christian and stuff like that. I'm on like this is a ride and there's dead people and I don't like the crystal ball scene. I do get a little voodoo going on there. I'm like, I rebuke it. I just rebuke this in Jesus' name. No.
But there is no better ride music than Grim Grinning Ghosts.
That's a fact.
But I just love the spectacle of it. It's like I'm watching a magic show in front of me. I'm trying to
magic is also not in the Bible. That's bad.
I'm watching a show of illusions in front of me.
No, and every time though they get out, and it's like, please, I'll raise the bar for you, and we'll send a ghost home with you. Every time I get off that ride, I said, in Jesus' name, no, no, sir, no, in Jesus' name, I'm not fooling with that. Rodney, what's your favorite ride?
Toss up favorite ride is Flight of Passage, the new one. I absolutely love it. It's an immersive experience.
It's Avatar.
It is Avatar, and you don't have to have seen the movie to appreciate the ride. It is just an amazing ride. But I would say that as far as classic rides, I'll go with the Haunted Mansion. But for me, the attraction that stands out is. Let me reveal my nerd and how it goes in a little bit of a different vein. The Hall of Presidents.
I love. Have you been in the new Hall of Presidents?
I have.
With President Trump.
Yes.
Better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
I was thinking, okay, how's this going to work out? I saw the pictures of it, and on the internet he looks terrible. In real life, I thought he looked fine. The speech that he said was surprisingly normal for this administration.
Because he didn't write it.
Did he do the hands?
He did the hands.
He did the hands. The hands are very fluid.
Yeah. But it's I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really well done. And I love the new format of the attraction, the new story that they kind of tell. I thought they did a really wonderful job. That's
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised.
For me, the ones that always give me the feels are the American Adventure and the Hall of Presidents.
American Adventure, man, that's hits you right in the
feels. Dude, every
America.
stinking time. Every time. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm an Epcot guy. Hey, we got a call coming in right now on the phone with us. Let me see who this is right now. Oh my goodness! All the way from California, it is the Christian nerd, Scott Higa. What's going on, Scotty?
What's going on? How's Florida?
It's Florida. It's exactly what you would think. We had a brief snap of winter, and now it is right back to being sultry.
Yeah, we had both days of winter.
Just how we like it. Sultry, yes, sir. That's how we like it. Scott, you're here with us on the Nerd of Godcast. We've got with us some special guests, Rodney and Lindsey. Say hi to Scott Higa, the Christian nerd.
Hello.
Scott Higa.
And Scott, my wife is with us tonight on the show for the very first time. So Sheena, this
Hello.
is Scott, Sheena.
Sheena, you're a saint.
Calm down there, man. Calm down. So, Scott, we've been doing this crossover with the Christian Nerd where we've been watching a Marvel movie every single week, talking about it on our show, talking about it on his show, The Christian Nerd, which you can check out across all the fine nerd platforms for podcasts. And tonight we're very, very excited. We're having a Disney-themed episode tonight, Scott. So
how's that going?
It's awesome. It's amazing. We're very excited that tonight we're going to be talking about the first Disney produced Marvel movie, which is the Avengers.
Perfect. It lined up exactly right.
It's like all of our plans are coming into place. But before
we're like Kevin Feige, just making it all work out.
Just stumbling into greatness. But before we get into the Avengers tonight, we're gonna we're talking Disney. We're talking Disney parks. Tell us a little bit about the California Disney experience, the Disneyland, the California Adventure. How is Disney part of your culture out there on the West Coast?
Oh my gosh. If you're a basic white girl and you wear your Uggs and you drink your mocha frappuccino when you're driving down to Disneyland with your annual passport, it is life.
I feel like you might have just a little bit of salt there.
No, I love it. I love Disneyland. I mean, it's definitely a part of what you do growing up. The salt comes in the fact that, I mean, the annual passes are just exorbitantly priced now. I don't know if it's that way in Florida, but I mean, it's over $1,000 for the premium pass.
Wait, you shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Really?
That can't be.
For 2 parks?
Yeah, you get both parks. You get Disneyland and Disneyland's California Adventure.
And California Adventure, from what I understand, sucks. It's terrible. No?
No,
Am I wrong?
No, it's gotten a lot better.
Okay.
You were right. When it opened, it sucked. Like when it first opened, I had a friend who worked there, so I got to go for a preview day with just the cast members, and so it was cool. There was enough there, but I thought, well, if I would never go here if I was just paying to go to California Adventure, because there's not that much to do.
Gotcha.
That was 15 years ago, so now there's a lot more.
Okay.
They have the Bugs Life Land, they have the Toy Story area.
Fair enough.
They have the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, the Tower ride, which is awesome. It is really, really. Do you have that yet? Have they transferred?
We do not. We're going to get our own Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. Rodney,
it's going to be a coaster. Yeah, it's going to be a completely different ride. They're taking out the Universe of Energy, and they're using the existing Universe of Energy building, which is massive.
Yeah.
That's going to be the queue for this coaster.
That's going to be the queue?
That's going to be the queue.
I thought that was going to be the ride.
No. The ride is going to be out. They're building out into the current Epcot parking lot. But my understanding of California Adventure is that it has like all of some of the best rides that we have in Florida put in one place. So you can kind of hit all of it right there at California Adventure.
Okay. Well,
I could never go to California Adventure and be satisfied knowing that Disneyland is just across the way, because the whole experience of Disneyland is Space Mountain, Matterhorn, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, all those rides that you guys all love, but you know, the original ones.
We don't have a Matterhorn.
You don't have the Matterhorn.
We have Thunder Mountain.
We have Thunder Mountain.
So do we.
And we've got side-by-side Splash Mountain. Not that single ride.
We got a Splash Mountain, yeah.
So not the whole awkward situation you go with a girl that you're dating, and are we 2-1 or 1-1? I don't, you got to figure that out.
That's our Space Mountain. We have single rider Space Mountain.
Okay.
Or the mine train, the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs mine train, which Rodney Cannon and I found ourselves very close and packed in there.
Was that both of our first time riding that?
I think it might have been.
I think it was yours.
Yeah, it was very close.
We were definitely got to know one another that day.
It was Baymax and Baloo.
Yeah, so that's kind of our Disney talk. Now, Scott, you maintain that Disneyland is superior to Disney World.
I only say that because I think California is superior to Florida. But people I know who've been to both, they tend to say that just because of the vastness of Disney World and Epcot and like all the places you can go, that Disney World's better.
They're right.
I can acknowledge that,
all
but
right.
I could also go to Disneyland in the middle of summer and not be swimming through 90% humidity. So
That's
also true.
There's a lot of value in that.
That's true, but they've never taken me off of Small World for an earthquake. So it's a give and take.
Maybe a hurricane.
Didn't you guys shut down because of a hurricane this year?
Twice. It's happened ever. Oh well, nothing's perfect, but we're glad. In a lot of ways, it's like Star Trek: The Next Generation. In many ways, we're superior, but we'll never be as recognized as the original. So
no, it's fun. I used to have a pass. Like I said, I just looked it up. It's $1,049 for the signature passport, and that's both parks every day of the year. They just brought back the Southern California one. It's $340, and that's like super limited days, but you can't get parking with it. Which is
what?
Yeah,
so now they have it where you can only get parking with the 2 most expensive annual passes.
Wow.
The other 2 you can't get parking added on.
Rodney, how much is the top level annual pass here?
Top level annual pass here, I believe, for Florida residents, it's a little bit cheaper. For Florida residents, it's going to be somewhere around $700, I think.
And we
maybe
have
a little
4
less
parks.
than that.
We got 4
and
parks.
We have 4 parks, and it
And
includes
parking.
But we can go all the way down to the limited with the blackouts. You can do weekday select, which is what we have for the kids.
Epcot after 4.
And then Epcot after 4, which is 365 days a year, and you get Epcot only.
And it's like $10
it's
a month.
amazing. Well, it's less than. It's like $8 a month. for
$8 a
Epcot.
month. It's cheaper than Netflix, and you go to Epcot every night.
And you get parking for no matter which one you get.
That's
right.
True.
That's $20 a pop.
Yep.
And then what you do is you just can pay the difference to upgrade, and you get all 4 parks.
You see, Rodney's got a whole system worked out, man. He's got like
he sounds like
spreadsheets for bed sheets, man. He's got this whole thing worked out. But
the Disney wizard.
But we've come here to talk about the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
I just
so
watched
good.
it today.
Listen,
it is.
I'm just telling
unreal.
you, Joss Whedon earns every bit of respect that he got for that movie. And he could make 10 Age of Ultrons that as critically lambasted as that movie would be. That man made the Avengers, and he gets away with pretty much anything right now. I think that he could.
Well, not for being a fake proponent of women's rights and then cheating on his wife a bunch. He can't get away with that.
Wow! Hooray for Hollywood!
What? Somebody in Hollywood's a philanderer? Oh, color me shocked.
So let's talk about the movie. What are some highlights for you, man? What are some things that you saw that you loved?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that as I was watching it, you probably will agree that we're so numb to the fact that they actually pulled this off at this point, 10 years in, that you go back and think, oh, well, yeah, of course it's going to work. Of course they're going to pull these heroes together. Of course it's going to be great. But at the moment in 2012, you're like, is this really going to work?
Sure.
Are they going to be able to pull these heroes together? And then you go back and it works. The first scene where Cap jumps in front of the old man and is fighting Loki, that's just perfect Captain America. Like, all the heroes are nailed. They did such a good job developing their own movies. And even the bit characters like Coulson and Fury and Hawkeye and Black Widow, they were developed. The only new character was Maria Hill.
Yeah.
And everybody else had been introduced before. I mean, it's really, I think we take for granted how amazing it really is that it came together.
Yeah, and
as well as it did.
And I'll give credit to Maria Hill, because as I'm watching the movie, I found myself on eBay pricing the Maria Hill hot toys, which I never did pick one up. So I'm like, I got to get my collection complete right now. I am missing a Maria Hill. It was so good. So first things that big switch, Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo versus Ed Norton. Tell me where you weigh in on that one.
Well, I think we talked about it when we talked about Incredible Hulk on my show, was that Edward Norton was perfect for a solo Hulk movie, but Mark Ruffalo is perfect for an ensemble cast. He's perfect.
I would have told you
Bruce
before,
Banner.
Ed Norton is my choice. I like him better than Mark Ruffalo until the scenes where Mark Ruffalo is interacting with Tony Stark. And I'm just
good.
He's so good. He's so likable, and his vulnerability takes a different shape than Ed Norton's does.
Yeah. And I think he's probably really happy that he doesn't have to work out and get super jacked like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, he can just be a normal dude and not have to eat chicken and lift weights.
This is all going to be CG'd in later. So any particular points that you noticed that's like, oh, this is great, these are some things. I have a little bit of a list here too, but I'll let you take first swing.
Yeah, I think, like I said, just that they nailed their characters. The brief intro. I mean, just, again, great chemistry that they all got together. Just little things like the one scene that Pepper Potts is in with Tony Stark. I mean, just great chemistry, so good. All the stuff with Coulson and Cap is dead on. It just makes you love. It makes you love Coulson. So, like, that's what Joss Whedon does, right? He makes you love a character,
and then he kills
even
him
more than you already did. Then he kills him, but not really, because Tahiti is a wonderful place.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know. I when I watch it, I'm like, I don't know if I like that they killed him or not. But that when they brought him back, I don't know if that cheapens that or not. I mean, when I'm watching, I'm going, yeah, he's still alive, so maybe it means a little less to me than it did.
Yeah, but at that moment,
at that moment, I was like, I'll kill Loki myself. Yeah.
Same thing, just kind of with the we're so used to it. I mean, in The Winter Soldier, you see 3 helicarriers flying all over the place, but they had a freaking helicarrier in the movie. And just as you go back and look at comics and look at, that was S.H.I.E.L.'s defining thing. They had this helicarrier that would fly all over the place, and then it shows up in the movie, and it's great. And then, as I always say, that last, when they eventually assemble in New York and the camera pans around all 6 of them, that's probably my favorite. That may be my favorite scene in all of movies, like, ever.
Yeah, it's
like,
super iconic.
Yeah, it's so great. I mean, I had goosebumps when I was watching it today. I know it's going to come. I have the GIF of it saved on my computer, but every time I see it, I get those goosebumps because it's so good. It's so good.
There were some things in this movie that caught my attention that I didn't even realize how much they made sense until the other movies would come on later. But all of the Phase 2 stuff that they brought in there, like, oh, S.H.I.E.L.D. is developing all these weapons, all of that stuff tying back to the Tesseract makes so much more sense after the Winter Soldier when the S.H.I.E.L.D. is really Hydra, that all of these Hydra elements never really fully went away. One of the greatest things. Do you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes.
Have you seen this, Scott?
We're not caught up.
Where
this
are
season,
you?
But we're through last season, so all the what ifs and the decoys, we're all caught up through that.
Man, my wife gets triple gold stars. Sheena, last night we're watching this movie.
because I never see anything like this.
She never catches one. She caught it, and I can't believe that I've never seen this. But as we're watching, Nick Fury is in the helicarrier. He's talking with the World Security Council, and she says, "That's the guy from S.H.I.E.L.D." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Agent. It's Nick Fury. He's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D." And she's like, "No, the guy on the screen is the bad guy."
Powers Booth.
Yeah, Gideon Malik.
Gideon Malik.
Yeah.
I never made that connection. I never noticed that he was one of the World Security Council.
Yeah.
Who's
being all super shady.
Being super shady, secretly the head of Hydra.
Sending people to sacrifice them to a monster on a planet far, far away.
Who knew? I had no idea. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ladies and gentlemen, the plot gets goofy. Who knew? I had no idea. She's watching that, and I'm like, freaking crap. You're absolutely right. Oh my goodness. The whole thing just came together for me. Wonderful. Made me so happy. I don't know how I'd never noticed that in my entire life. Apparently it's a common thing because Jessica knew about it, but shut up, Jessica.
I spent a lot of time on the internet.
Like, Jessica never watched an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She just read about each episode.
What?
You mentioned
watch it now.
The old man in Germany. I love that line when he's Loki's like, "There are no men like me," and he goes, there are always men like me.
Yeah.
Great, just so many great lines of dialogue, which is where Joss Whedon shines. One of my
totally. Just all the banter back and forth between the heroes, and it goes back to watching Buffy. I mean, it's just exactly how
I didn't watch Buffy
dialogue.
Because as a Christian, I didn't want to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
Bible
that
Belt.
was when I was an apostate and I was unsaved.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
Obviously,
my parents prayed for me. I got rebaptized and I stopped watching. It was good.
Started his rumspringa.
The Lord is good, and His mercy is everlasting. They're just great lines. One of my favorite lines in the entire MCU. You might want to sit this one out, Cap. Those guys are pretty much gods. He's like, "Ma'am, there's one God, ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that." Great line, because Joss Whedon's an atheist.
Yes.
But he still wrote that line for Cap because that's what Captain America would have stunk and said, man. But so great. I remember when we first saw this movie, Captain America was the weak link. He was like the Avenger that I cared about the least. And as I'm going back and watching this, I see all of the things that I came to appreciate and really love and value about Captain America later on. So it was great. Wonderful. As is with all these movies, I find myself taking a lot of notes in the first 30 minutes of it, and then stopping taking notes and just enjoying the movie.
Yep, that's exactly how my notes trail off.
Yeah, amazing.
It's so good.
So let's just hit real quick a rating on this out of 5. Where does this one rank in the MCU?
This is 5 out of 5 Avengers Assemble.
Anybody disagree?
I disagree.
How do you disagree, Steven?
I say it's a 6 out of 5.
Shut up, Steven. Steven's very bad at math. And then as we always do with our villain scale, we do out of 10. How do we rank Loki? I'm turning to the panel here at the Nerd of Godcast. How do we rank Loki out of 10 for his villainy in this one? For Avengers.
9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10.
No.
Near perfect.
No. There's no way. He's somewhere in the middle, because he's got that undercurrent that you hate him but you love him but you hate him.
Does loving him make him less of a effective villain?
In my eyes, he does. When I compare him, and now I'm going to step out of the MCU, but I'm going to go straight to a villain that I can't stand, and that's in Walking Dead, Negan.
Okay.
That when I see Negan is a 10 on the villain scale, and if anybody makes me hate them that much, I never hated Loki that much. I hated what he was doing, but as the character, as the person, I knew that there was something deep down, and it's comes back in every movie. There's always that redemptive quality about it. So he was middle of the road for me.
But Loki takes that redemptive quality and then draws you in and stabs you in the side. I mean, he's not a he's and in this the Avengers version of Loki to me is the least sympathetic version of him in all the Marvel movies he's in. I secretly want to cheer for him in Thor. I secretly want to cheer for him in the Dark World and Ragnarok. But in the Avengers, he's just detestable. Scott,
I kind of openly cheer for him in Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
Ragnarok. I think we gave him a 9 out of 10 Mjolnirs when we watched Thor. So I think it's the same thing, just 9 out of 10 Avengers Assembled, because he's so like and I'm sorry, I don't know who was talking about the likability of villain and wanting to hate a villain. Rodney. And I think there's those villains that you absolutely hate. Again, I'm going to reference something that Tony didn't watch because he loves Jesus. But Dolores Umbridge from
Yes.
Oh yes.
Apparently, I'm the only sanctified one here.
You are, and we are basking in your glory. We're sanctified through you and by you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
live to give.
Like I hate her. There's nothing I like about her, which makes her, I think, one of my favorite villains, because I want all the bad things to happen to her.
Is she the character that sort of ended up, her plot line got resolved with her being dragged off into the wood by centaurs and forcefully abused? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And you loved it because you hated her so much.
It was very Jezebel ending.
And so there's all those there's the villains we love to hate, but then there's the villains that we know we shouldn't like, but we love them anyway. I think Darth Vader's like that. Darth Vader killed a bunch of people, but he's so cool. They're like, well, but he's Darth Vader, you know?
He killed younglings, man.
We didn't like that Darth Vader, though. We like the other Darth Vader.
Anakin killed younglings.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. I mean, you go even, different characters like the Joker. You hate the Joker, but you secretly like the Joker.
Mm-hmm. The anti-hero.
Yeah. And so, I get that. I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna keep him at 9. I would give him 10 because on a sliding scale thus far in the MCU, he's just been the tippy top. Unless you count Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster as a villain, in which case he's probably a half a point higher just because it's Jeff Goldblum. But I got to leave 10 open, hoping that Thanos is gonna meet it and reach it. So
I know is that the one thing that we could be disappointed with in Infinity War, is if Thanos doesn't live up to what we expect him to be.
He daggum better, man. I'm just saying, like he.
But then that's the thing. Like, you think through what Marvel's done. They know they've been building this guy for 6 years, so they can't let him fail us.
No.
Like, they can't. But if they do, we'll just be like DC movie fans.
That's right. We're gonna jump ship. We're gonna wait for the next independent movie film. Come on, reboot Spawn. That's all we want now. We're gonna go third-party comics. Well. Scott, tell us how the people can get in touch with you if they agree or disagree with your musings.
Or if they want to save me, because I've watched both Buffy and Harry Potter. You can find me at thechristiannerd.com, everything there. Follow me on Twitter at Scott Higa. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this. Hashtag I See You MCU. Let us know what you think across all the socials. And Scott, we'll be back with you on The Christian Nerd as we talk
Iron Man 3.
I was just with you on The Christian Nerd as we talked about
discussing
Captain America, the First Avenger.
And next week you can listen to my show, and hear us discuss Iron Man 3, the much reviled Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching again. I need to see it with some fresh eyes. So
it'll be a good conversation.
It will be. I'm looking forward to it. But thank you once again, Scott Higa, for letting us be a part of this, and we're always glad to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, The Christian Nerd, Scott Higa.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
See you, man.
Everybody clap at Scott.
All right.
Am I
the only one that, like, I don't know, like, I went so long telling people that, don't, Harry Potter is where the devil lives, and now it turns out everybody likes it except for me.
Yeah, well, that's...
Lindsay, what do you feel about Harry Potter?
I enjoy Harry Potter.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
As the number of children that I have has increased, I have been able to watch and read less of them, so I haven't finished the movies or the books, but I like Harry Potter.
Whoa.
Well, look, we were in school when they came out.
I know,
so we had more time to go through everything.
14-year-old?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the last book came out 11 years ago. Oh, that makes me feel old.
I had 3 children at that point.
Jessica did a little dance, by the way, when you said everyone likes it. Lindsay, do you like it? She's like, I enjoy it. Jessica went,
love it.
Well,
she like celebratory did a little jig.
In just a moment, we're going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and either dust off your Philosopher's Stone or pray for Steven's soul. We'll be right back with the Nerd of Godcast.
This summer at the Magic Kingdom, Mickey's Starland. at Epcot Center. It's Captain EO in 3D, the exciting Body Wars ride, the fury of the Maelstrom, and now the Disney MGM Studios theme park with Star Tours. The Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, and the Muppets. The Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. What a year to be here.
One ride that I wish they could bring back is the Snow White ride.
Snow White Scary.
Yes.
No, that's one where you actually die.
Mr. Toad.
I love Mr. Toad. Maelstrom.
Oh yes, I still haven't.
You are not the first to pass this way, nor will you be the last. Those who speak the spirit of Norway often find. No, I'm dying.
That would have been great as a
find enchantment and beauty.
I still haven't,
beauty and charm.
Beauty and charm.
I still haven't been on the new like Frozen.
It's all right.
The whole time I wore my kids out. The very first time we rode on it, I recited Maelstrom the whole time. Like we got into that one spot where Elsa is doing her thing and she's singing "Let It Go," and I'm over there going, disappear!
So here's the new question: now that Coco is out, do you think they're going to take the 3 Caballeros?
Yes.
And
No.
do a Coco ride?
No, that's the plan.
No.
Is it really?
That's the plan.
They can't do it.
What they're trying to do is figure out how they're going to lengthen the queue because there's not enough room for it in the pavilion.
Yeah. I was afraid they were going to do that, but it will hurt my heart.
Because they ain't selling any, Donald Duck stuff there. They're going to sell the heck out of some Coco.
I've never had to wait in any line for that ride.
No,
it's always a walk.
And it's a charming ride.
Rare.
It's a
I
good
love
ride.
it.
And I like, you know what other ride that I think is a good chill take a nap ride is the Land.
I love the Land.
It's a great ride.
Gosh, I love that ride.
Yeah.
But legit,
Hey, they are doing away permanently with the Circle of Life.
Good.
They're going to turn that into a theater. Actually, it is a theater. They're going to continue to use it as a theater during the current Festival of the Arts, and they're going to have high school choirs and bands come and perform there throughout the year.
They don't have to be outside now.
So they're going to take. Are they going to move the cheerleading stuff there too? Or are they going to get rid? Are they going to put them in the Indiana Jones place again?
I don't know.
I just every time I want to do the Indiana Jones rides. We're doing cheerleading competition, and I'm like, I just want to watch Indiana Jones, man. The last 3 times I've gone, they've had to cancel it because of rain.
Get someone to lean on the button so while they're doing the cheerleading competitions, those big like spiky poles come up out of the ground. make them really jump and flip.
Now, Captain EO's not there anymore, right?
What Disney movie?
EO's been gone.
I love Captain EO.
Well, no,
I like the
it was
Pixar
Captain
Film
EO
Festival though.
Oh, is that what's there
it was,
now?
Well, it was at
Pixar
first it
Shorts.
was Journey. It was Magic Journeys, which became
Magic Journeys.
And then it became Captain EO, and then it became Honey, I Shrunk the Audience,
And then it became Captain
and
EO.
then it became Captain EO again.
And then did it go back to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience?
No.
Okay.
No,
When I was
it
in
just-
7th grade, it was
They
Honey,
only
I
brought
Shrunk
it
the Audience.
back when Michael Jackson died.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the 7th grade trip is a Florida thing because I also went to Epcot.
I think
in
it is.
7th
Everyone I
grade.
know
So
that
did I.
had 7th grade in Florida.
Did we take Christian to school in 7th grade? Was it 7th grade or 5th grade when we took him to Epcot with Jesse L? It had to be 7th grade.
No, it was 5th grade.
Was it 5th grade?
It was at Lake George, yeah.
We took this one little kid, man. This kid needed a leash, dude.
Oh my
We ended up
gosh.
we were chaperones for this trip, and this little boy, we were
We had
meeting
to
our
split
group.
up.
We had to. Oh my!
We only
goodness.
had like 3 kids.
We had
and
3
we had to split
kids,
up.
and this little boy. I mean, he was a hoot, dude. It was like, this is Jesse L. He threw his fist up in the air and went, Puerto Rico!
He's the Puerto Rican Steve Holt.
It was exactly what it was. And, dude, Jesse L., this is no joke. You couldn't stand in one place. That cat would, be gone. He would, and now I realize that Jesse L.'s probably, 16 years old by now. But, yeah, he would disappear. I mean, he would, he needed a leash, that poor kid. And the thing that stinks is on the My Disney app that I added the tickets that they got for that field trip to mine so I can get fast passes for our little group, and I can't take freaking Jesse L off of my thing.
So he shows up in plans all the time.
all
You
the
know
time.
what fast passes
I
he
know what
has.
Jesse L's all about because his little one-day Epcot pass is still stuck and I can't remove it. Every time I try to take the other parent and Jesse L, when I try to take them off of our group, it's like you can't delete people if you have current plans with them. I haven't had plans with them since 5th grade, but there they are.
I got banned from the rest of the field trips for the year because of that Disney field trip.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, we didn't really go on that many. Great
Yeah, there
field
no.
trips after
Was,
that.
once you're
that
done
was
with
the
that,
big one.
that's it.
We
Yeah.
only like 2 months of little school, and it was for something stupid.
Wait, what'd you do?
Okay, this is what I did. We had little groups, like we predetermined. These kids are going with this chaperone. These kids are going with this. And I think one of the teachers said if you wanted to switch groups, you have to get a teacher and both chaperones to agree, so that way there's no confusion. So it was like me and a bunch of kids I didn't really get along with.
So you switched groups.
And then my friends were all in another group. All of them were in one group. So I
you switched
switched
groups.
And apparently nobody
Trying
told
so
the
hard
head
to shorten
teacher.
this story.
Nobody told the head teacher. So when we got on the bus at the end of the day, our main teacher, like the teacher in charge of all the 7th grade teachers, walked up. She goes, "Stephen Salisbury?" I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "Come with me." And she's like, "You left your group." I'm like, I switched? Like, they said it was okay. I did what you said." She goes, "No, you didn't. Nobody told me." And I said, "That's not my problem." And then she said, "You're not going on any more field trips for the rest of the year."
I don't know why I haven't learned to not ask you questions like that anymore.
You are a rude.
Because
heard
I
that
switched
story.
groups, would have been fine.
Yes, but there's an arc to that story.
What
You
Disney,
switched groups.
What
And was
Disney
it the
movie?
switching groups or was it the getting sassy at the end?
It was probably
A little from
both.
column A, a little from column B.
B.
So we're talking about Coco potentially moving in on the Grand Fiesta at Epcot. And Maelstrom, which is one of my favorite rides, which is now the Frozen something or
Frozen
other.
Ever After. Is that what it's called?
And so what Disney ride most deserves a movie that doesn't have one? This movie. Excuse me. What Disney movie most deserves a ride?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm done.
different-
I'm
That
done with
is-
Disney rides to becoming movies. Haunted Mansion, with too many
I don't
Pirates of the
know,
Caribbean.
Maelstrom, though. That
Didn't
would
we
be
say Figment about that?
Mission to Mars. That was a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And Tower of Terror with Steve Guttenberg.
I love that movie.
No, so
Haunted Mansion.
what Disney movie most deserves a ride?
I'll tell you what.
They're doing another Haunted Mansion movie. I heard.
Disney movie that most deserves a ride is Melody Time from 1948.
Is that the one with the singing trees?
Sure.
I feel like it is. Yeah, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was a great one, and it's gone.
How would you do a Hunchback ride? That's a question.
Oh.
Ooh, Black Cauldron.
A Black Cauldron ride.
That'd be interesting.
What do you think, Sheena? A Disney or a Pixar?
I don't know.
Oh, Pixar's a different story.
What about a Wall-E ride?
I was just thinking that.
All you do is you just kind of float on these little things the entire ride and watch.
No, you're in space.
Now you could take the Tomorrowland Speedway and convert it to a Wreck-It Ralph, like Vanellope von Schweetz Speedway.
Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush, yeah.
That would
be
really
awesome.
cool. And then
Because I was thinking that would be a good Cars attraction, but no, I'd rather play
Right, it
Sugar
would be
Rush.
Cars, but they don't go fast enough. You would have to do something like California Adventures Cars ride, but you could do that with the Tomorrowland Speedway.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
That is a great idea.
Imagineer hashtag.
Make it happen.
What else? We've
Maybe
already-
Up.
Up?
That's
It'll
what I
be-
was thinking.
You'll start off sobbing, and then the rest of the ride will be
No,
nice.
so you're in the house, but then you can see like out the window. So there's sort of like a simulator thing where you're in the living room, and all the
What?
stuff is
And
happening
then-
around you. That could be kind of cool.
What
And then
was
you're in
that?
the jungle, and then you're on the airship.
What was that ride? I think it's only in like one of the China, it was like the China or Japanese Disneylands where like you're in like you're going through a house.
Mystery Manor.
Yes.
Have you seen this ride, Rodney?
No, what is this?
It's in Shanghai Disney. You need to watch there's a point of view video of Mystery Manor at
Is
Shanghai
it
Disney.
their Haunted Mansion?
No, it's I thought that's what it was too.
Because Phantom Manor in Disneyland Paris,
which they're
phenomenal soundtrack by the way.
and they're overhauling that entire ride. They're redoing the whole thing on the inside. I just saw that on Disney News.
Oh, okay.
But look up
It
Mystery.
better be done by the time I'm in Paris in a few months.
Look up Mystery Manor. It's wonderful. It's great, cutting edge ride technology. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai.
Oh, phenomenal!
Oh my
goodness!
Pirates
Pirates
So
of the
good.
Caribbean is my favorite ride. I would be absolutely happy if they shut it down today to bring that one over.
Yeah, it's so
that
good.
one, and I have no idea how they do some of the stuff.
Tron Light Cycles coming.
Tron Light Cycles
Oh yeah,
is coming.
What are they replacing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They're
They're
building
putting
next
it
to Space
behind
Mountain.
Tomorrowland Speedway.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
that is
so good.
Something. It's not a ride or an attraction even, but I think would go over well. Would be a re-theme of Typhoon Lagoon to Moana.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's smart.
Very, very good.
Rodney, you need to work for Disney.
I
become the pastor.
They should give me they should give me free annual passes based on how many people I've convinced to get annual passes.
Just don't pay me.
Be nice.
I'll just give you ideas and then just let me have a lifetime pass to all Disney parks.
Well, you know,
That's
the thing
it.
is, they can
I
pay
look like
him.
Joe
and
Rohde, get
they'll
my ear
still
pierced.
give him the pass if he works there. I mean, it's part of what you get.
Well, no, I was just
You
saying.
might as well have the money too.
I mean, I guess. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk. Is there any other kind of Disney news? Anything that's going on? I mean, they're opening Toy Story Land
This year, right?
This year, right?
And when Star Wars next year?
I don't know why. I'm less than excited about Toy Story Land.
I want
I kind of like.
I want to ride that Slinky Dog coaster.
I'm interested in Slinky Dog Coaster. I'm interested in the whole thing. Actually, the main thing I'm interested in Hollywood Studios just tearing down some walls so that there's more to do.
Yeah.
Because
like,
it's a really small
lacking.
park right now.
Yeah, because they took away. What was
Great
it?
Movie Ride
Great
is
Movie Ride, which is one of my favorite.
I'm not
rides.
happy about. Yeah, I'm not happy about the new Mickey animation ride, the Runaway Railway. Nah.
Yeah.
It may be great, but not.
Now,
when
and
you're
now they
taking
own
away
all
my
those
movie
Fox
ride.
movies, so they could. I mean, there's so many movies that they have.
Yeah, like I
access
wouldn't even be mad. Now I get it. It was like it was a trip through classic Hollywood, but it would have been cool if they like updated it and it's like, hey, here's some new movies instead. Let's take out the shootout thing and put a Marvel movie in there. And then you can have some guy who does parkour be Spider-Man.
They're not allowed to do the Marvel movies. Can't do that, man. That's Universal has
Then
it.
do a Marvel movie that Universal don't have. Put Guardians of the Galaxy in there.
We're looking at you, Ant-Man. It's your time to shine.
I mean, I get it, but
no, I know. I dig what you're saying.
But I'm excited for the Star Wars area, and one thing that I hope they do well in the Star Wars area is they have some nice queues, because that'd be nice to have some cool Star Wars interactive lines to go.
Well, they're doing a whole interactive Star Wars hotel, are they not?
Yes, like you check in and you are assigned, and it's completely immersive. Like you are in your character and you do assignments the whole time. It's I can't even imagine how much this thing's gonna cost.
Now here's that would be something that was cool. Is if like the windows for your hotel, if there's like an option where you could have the window.
I think the windows.
Screen.
I think the windows in the main common areas of the hotel are set up to look like you're looking out over
like Coruscant
space. Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
I would like to look out at Coruscant or Naboo or Tatooine. It'd just be desert.
Yeah,
or Mos Eisley.
I'm very excited to see how that plays out. So we got a lot of fun stuff. Of course, Disney. There's always new things happening. It seems like anymore. Like lately, there's just always something that's getting shut down and redone. Star Wars is coming out, opening next year at Hollywood Studios, and they've got you can ride in the Millennium Falcon, which I'm pretty excited about. It looks really great. New stuff at really all the parks, aren't they doing? They're doing another attraction over at Epcot as well, aren't they?
France, Ratatouille.
The Ratatouille.
Yeah, adding Ratatouille. They're doing the Guardians coaster. There's a major overhaul coming in. They're going to redo the entire entrance of Epcot.
Really?
The tombstones are going to be taken out.
Are they putting a hotel there?
No.
Oh, that's what I'd heard, that they were putting a hotel at the
The concept art that I've seen, it's going to be a lot cleaner look. It's going to
Nice.
have some landscaping and it's going to open wide up. But they're also going to tear down the stinky buildings. The
Praise
Interventions,
God.
East and West, and all the where
Well, they've already
Mouse
closed those
Gear
down,
is.
right?
For the most part, you still have Colortopia in one of them, and something else. I'm not sure.
A little
but-
attraction about like what to do in case of a storm, how to board up your windows.
No, that one's closed.
Is it closed?
Storm struck.
Like all the like that's the last remnants of. Remember when this was the educational Disney park?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's going to be, here's all the movie. It's a movie Disney park. You know.
Yeah, it's being taken over. Frozen was really the big shift in going from education and culture to this mythical place that it's more about the money-making entity than the educational value. But there is, not to be confused, Epcot is still the most educational park, and there you get the most opportunity for education there, and that's part of the reason we take our kids there so much.
Also, pound for pound, the best food of any Disney theme park.
Yes, and you will
best-
gain pound for pound.
Best seasonal stuff.
Festivals all year.
Yeah.
Festivals
Food
all
festivals.
year.
Year-round food
days.
booths.
I'll take the food festival 10 times over Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween.
Yeah. Well, that's probably because you haven't been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween.
I've never been to that, and because you know why? Because I don't have to pay extra to go to the food and wine festival.
It's so much fun though.
Yeah, but I'm already paying for the pass. Like if they did like a pass holder day where pass holders,
If they did a pass holder day where pass holders could go,
you
wouldn't want to go to that
No, I
because
would not wanna be there.
that would be crazy crowded with all the cheap people like you.
But you are paying more for the food and wine festival, or you're just smelling it.
Yeah.
They don't give you the food for free.
Well, I know that.
And if you add up all the food that, well, for me,
It
if
costs-
you add
it
up all the
costs me
food that
more
I
than-
eat,
yeah.
I'm paying more to
One-
eat around
for
the
one
world
lap,
than
yeah.
for one night at Not So Scary. And at least when I leave Not So Scary, I got enough diabetes in my bag to go through about a pound of metformin.
All right, medical talk right here on the Nerdy Godcast. Who wants to play a game?
I do.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna play a game. This is something that we've done on the show before. It's called Siri Says.
Oh.
So you guys have your boards in front of you.
Yes.
You're gonna write down the correct answer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the lyrics, a select lyric, nothing that should be too much of a layup,
this
from
is
a
tough.
Disney song. Brought to you by Siri, and she will not be singing. She'll be speaking in her dead robot voice. So if you guys know what the answer is, write down the song. You can write down the movie too if you want an extra half point.
What if we don't know the song but we know the movie?
Then you get the half point.
Okay.
All right. So write this down, and here we go. We're going to start out. We got a few of them here, not too many, but these are not all very easy. So let's do our best, and here we go.
Our mental synchronization can have but one explanation. You and I were just meant to be.
All right, writing down your answers right now. This was kind of a layup from the beginning. Jessica, do you have an answer?
I'm in the middle of writing it.
Okay.
You can still say it.
Love is an open door.
Love is an open door
Frozen?
from
Frozen.
Frozen. Everybody got that? If you got that, go ahead and add a point. Steven, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Lindsey,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yep.
Sheena has an easy one. All right, here we go. They're going to get a little more difficult.
I saw a clothes horse. He reared up and buck. And they tell me that a man made a vegetable truck. I didn't see that. I only heard. Just to be sociable. I'll take your word.
I'm going to write something down. I'm going to write down a movie.
I'm going to play it again.
I saw a clothes horse. He reared up and buck. And they tell me that a man made a vegetable truck. I didn't see that. I only heard. Just to be sociable. I'll take your word.
I wrote down a movie, but I could not 100% tell you the song.
No guesses?
Hold on.
All I got
I
the
have
movie.
a guess at a movie.
All right.
Hold on.
All right.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
All right. What's your movie, Rodney?
Oliver and Company.
No, it's not Oliver and Company.
High School Musical?
Not High School Musical.
Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Nope. Jess?
I got nothing.
Sheena?
Dumbo.
It is When I See an Elephant Fly from Dumbo.
Oh.
Good job,
Nice.
Very nice.
Sheena's
I heard a front porch swing. I saw a diamond ring.
That's only
I
because you
thought I
sing
got
that song
home
all the
tonight.
time.
But I be unseen about everything when I see the elephant fly. Okay.
Oh.
Lightly racist overtones to that.
There was a lot of
Lightly?
light racism
I don't know
back
how-
in the early Disney days.
I don't know how Uncle Remus got the can, but that one's allowed to fly. Here we go.
Unintended. Fly.
Yes, sir. We pride ourselves on service. You're the boss, the king, the Shah. Say what you wish. It's yours. True dish. How about a little more baklava?
Give her credit for attempting the pronunciation.
My
All
pen
right.
is broken.
Your pen is broken.
She
Here,
got
try
my
this
pen.
one.
No, that was my pen. They're both broken.
Try this one.
That was
Try some of column A.
and
Some
some
of
of
column B.
All of column B.
I'm in the mood to help you, dude. All right, what's the song?
Never had a friend like
Never
me.
had a
From
friend like me.
Aladdin.
Aladdin, sir. Very good. All right.
Mr. Aladdin, sir.
Mr. Aladdin.
What will
sir.
your pleasure be?
Here we go.
That's whisper.
I know everybody on this island. Seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island. So maybe I can roll with mine.
All right.
Okay.
Not too hard there. If you know it, you know it. Jessica, do you know it?
I don't know the song. Is it from Moana?
It is from Moana. What's the song?
How far I'll go.
How far I'll go. If you got it, you should be keeping your own scores. By the way, that's really more of the reason why you have the pen is to be keeping your own.
Every time I drive my nieces anywhere, like put on Moana.
Have you seen Moana?
Yes, I have.
It's a fantastic
Oh, it was
movie.
great. The water was phenomenal, which is a weird thing to say, but I thought that was real water.
No, the water in Nemo was phenomenal. The entire movie of Moana is phenomenal.
Right, but the
Lin-Manuel
character of the
Miranda.
water.
Yes.
The ocean as the character.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But that entire stinking movie.
Now that movie did get him robbed of his EGOT. He almost got his Oscar for that movie, but he did not get it.
Who won the Oscar?
I couldn't tell you.
All right, fantastic.
But it wasn't him.
All right.
No, but when Grandma turns into a stingray.
Oh,
all the
forget it,
fields.
dude.
With
Forget
the
it,
wind
dude.
that blows over the trees, and
Now,
she comes up from underneath.
The nighttime show.
Right in the fields.
The nighttime show at
Yes.
at Magic Kingdom.
Happily Ever After.
Ooh,
I haven't
they
seen
do
that
that
one yet.
Moana scene.
Yes.
It gets it, dude.
And when the fireworks are the swirls
They're
that
the
are on the
swirl.
sail from the...
Masterful.
Oh, yes.
So good.
Amazing.
Best nighttime show at beating
Absolutely.
out, which and that's hard because I would automatically by default give it to Star Wars, but
Haven't seen that one either.
Star Wars is great.
Star Wars, yeah, the Star
Not
Wars one
newest
is great.
I saw like the first part, like the first iteration of it.
What makes Star Wars great is the audio.
Oh yeah.
Because the fireworks show is okay.
Oh yeah, it's not. The
It's
fireworks.
not. It's not like the immersive experience that Happily Ever After is.
No, but when you have the
when
30-foot Emperor shooting lightning out and it's going
Yes.
through all the trees over your head, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, here we go. This is a tough one.
Who? I'm streetwise. I can improvise. Who? I'm street smart. I've got New York City heart.
Is that the New Day?
Who?
Can you play that one more time?
Sure.
Who?
I have a feeling if you know it, you know it. If
I'm
you don't, you don't.
streetwise. I can improvise. Who? I'm street smart. I've got New York City heart.
There's there's a clue in that if you know it, you know it.
Well, I watched both the cannons go, okay, like right at the same time, and know what it was. I don't know the song, but I wrote a movie down.
All right, what movie did you write?
I wrote The Aristocats.
Not the Aristocats.
I did not know.
Does not take place in New York.
No, Oliver and Company.
It is
No,
Oliver.
Why
and
Should
Company.
I-
It's Billy Joel. I don't know
Joel.
the name of
Is
the
it
song,
Why
but
Should I Worry?
that's absolutely
Why
Billy Joel.
should I worry? Yeah.
Why should I worry? Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one, or if I did, I saw it when I was a kid and I forgot.
It was in
Yeah,
that weird
it's
like
Billy Joel.
mid-80s.
It's a
The
Billy Joel
music
soundtrack.
is-
Just
I'm not mad at
He
William
plays.
Joel.
Who is it? I forget the character.
Dodger, the
That's
Artful
who it was,
Dodger.
yes.
Yeah. All right, here
And
we go.
Honestly, I get that one confused with Aristocats.
All right, these are
You
all
need to
Disney
watch both of them back to back. You'll never mix them up again.
Disney songs. I promise you, there is nothing from High School Musical, Camp Rock, or the like.
Bless you.
Jesse.
No Jesse, no Descendants,
Feels
no nothing.
like a party every day.
Here we go.
Welcome to our tropical hideaway, you lucky people. You. If we weren't in the show starting right away, we'd be in the audience, too.
Rodney's excited.
I've got it.
Say
Yeah.
that again.
Welcome to our tropical hideaway, you lucky people. You. If we weren't in the show starting right away, we'd be in the audience, too.
In the
the audience
tiki,
too.
tiki,
In the
room,
tiki
in the
tiki tiki room. In the tiki tiki.
That was the tiki room.
All the
Yep.
birds
Tiki
sing
room.
words
Nope.
and the
I
flowers.
wrote it down.
The tiki, you just wrote
I
it down.
couldn't
The
even
tiki
read what
room.
his said.
Cheetah.
I've only been in there one time.
All right, that was a little bit of a
Never
swerve
been.
because
I
thought it was just
offended.
from movies, so I was.
I got you. That was a swerve because it was just
Yeah.
went to the theme park. Now, remember when we had Noah Nelson,
Oh my gosh.
little
that was
baby
so
Noah? He's like a year and a half
He'll
old.
be 2 in like a month and a half.
And I took him into the tiki room, and that kid, it was just like he was.
loved
It
it.
was the greatest thing he'd ever seen in his entire life. Totally validated. I love the tiki room. I go
Me
into it all the
too.
time, and I didn't mind it when they did the Iago and Zazu version. I like that too.
Zazu.
But I'm glad it's back to the original for me. Okay, moving on.
DDD danger lurks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales. Woo woo.
Woo woo.
All right, I know that was kind of an
Loses
easy
something
one,
in translation.
but it's still funny. There's a DDD danger. Woo woo.
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
I'm counting that one. I don't care. I
Count
need
it,
the point.
everyone. That's a free point for everybody. All right, here we go.
The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are all my friends. And we are all connected to each other. In a circle. In a hoop that never ends.
I hope I get this right. Okay. That's the only one that made sense.
Having Sister Cannon check your answers.
But I spelled it
He's
the
got
British way to be different.
Well, that's wrong.
Spelled
What's
it
the
with a
British
U.
way?
With a U.
Oh,
Adding
you?
a U.
O-U.
Pocahontas?
Pocahontas.
Lady Pocahontas.
That's how I feel about the movie. It's Pocahontas. All right, so what do we got? Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the
Yes,
Wind.
yes.
All
Colors
right, very
of the
good.
Wind.
Almost here, almost ready. Here we go.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light and made a switch.
If you know it, you know it.
I got it.
Never seen this movie, but I'm guessing anyway.
All right.
Okay, don't look at me like that. Then I got it wrong. Then.
All right, Steven, what do you got?
I had guessed a movie because I didn't know. I wrote Tangled.
Tangled is a good guess, but it's
wrong.
not right.
I can tell by the fact that Jessica gave me a look.
Jessica, what is it?
Poor Unfortunate Souls.
From
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That's like the one I've seen the least.
It's the one Rodney can sing all the words to.
Never ever thinking there was danger in the water they were drinking, they just guzzled it down. Never dreaming that a scheming sheriff and his posse was a-watching them and gathering around.
It's a Trixie one. I'll play it again.
Never ever thinking there was danger in the water they were drinking, they just guzzled it down. Never dreaming that a scheming sheriff and his posse was a-watching them and gathering around.
Okay, I don't know the song, but I think I know the movie.
Okay.
I can't. It's not working.
All right, what do we got, Rodney?
I got Robin Hood for a movie.
That's what I wrote down.
Robin
too.
Hood.
Yeah.
And what's the song?
Oh, is it? Is it? No. Can I guess? I didn't write down.
Sure.
I want to guess. Is it the? I don't know if this is the name of the song, but is it the Robin Hood and Lil John walking through the forest? Is it that song?
What's the name of the song?
Robin Hood and Lil John walking through the forest.
Oodalali,
oodalali,
what a day.
I didn't know that was the name of the song. I just thought that was a lyric.
That melody that you were singing there, I was waiting on. Is they scooping up the field mice and popping them on the head?
It does sound a lot like that.
All right,
same song.
I'm going to skip a couple because we're almost out of time here.
Oh, don't skip them.
Well, yeah, but the Cannons still have to drive 4 hours home, so
2.
Here we go.
A wiki me lohi lohi. La me I ko papa he nalu. Flying by on the Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Again, I know that wasn't going to be hard, but I just wanted to hear her say it.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it is Hawaiian roller from Lilo and Stitch. A great movie, a fun movie. The girl who played Lilo just got arrested for stealing a car
Really?
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I didn't know she's also the girl from The Ring.
Yeah.
That came out of the bathtub.
Yeah.
Creepy little
Never
chica.
seen that.
Tomorrow.
I haven't either.
Lilo,
I'm
really
aware
good
of
movie.
it.
She's got range.
It's about a little girl, and then she meets an alien.
All right.
He'll whisper I love you, and steal a kiss or two. Though he's far away, he'll find my love someday. Someday when my dreams come true.
I'll play it again.
He'll whisper I love you, and steal a kiss or two. Though he's far away, he'll find my love someday. Someday when my dreams come true.
Please, yeah. Can't believe I didn't get that first.
Someday
my prince will come.
Oh, I was thinking of the one from the end credits from, was it Hunchback? The Take 6, All for One. It was one of those.
Please don't ever put Take 6 and All for One in the same category. Because one group is
You
musicians.
just offended him.
What's all for
The other is teenage boys.
Wait, I said All for One, and then I thought of Color Me Bad. That's a different.
Oh, there we go. Now those can go in the same
That's a
category.
different
Although
one.
Color Me Bad, that's my jam.
What do we got, Rodney?
Someday my prince will come
from
Snow White.
Snow White. All right, we'll do 2 more. We're out of time here.
Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
There you go.
This is tough for you kids that were raised on The Lion King and.
I watched a lot of those old movies too. I just didn't watch them as repeatedly.
You better know this if you've ever seen Wishes.
Or if you've ever seen a commercial for the Magic Kingdom.
Well, I don't know the song, but I wrote a movie down.
What's the movie?
I wrote Pinocchio. It's Jiminy Cricket, but I don't know the name of the song. I couldn't tell you the name of the song.
Or the first lyrics.
I can't. It's been like I haven't seen Pinocchio. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think it is.
Isn't it?
No, I thought it was a dream is a wish your heart
It's
makes.
a dream. It's a dream.
I
It's a wish that your heart makes.
That's what I wrote down.
If you keep on believing.
Dang it! But I didn't think that was right.
Oh, yes.
True. That's not When You Wish Upon a Star.
No,
that's
I
Cinderella.
mixed them both in my head.
A dream is a wish.
That's a smash up waiting to happen, though.
But no,
It has to have happened.
I almost wrote down A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes, but I
wait.
didn't think that was the name of the
So
song.
I went too far out on that limb and fell.
Yep, that's okay.
So wait, which one was it?
It was A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes.
Dang
And
it,
which
man.
from Cinderella?
From Cinderella.
Okay, I was.
So it
with
wasn't
ya.
Pinocchio?
No.
No.
Then why did everyone look like it was?
I was with you.
I'll take my
I just
half
thought I was
point
You
off.
said it with such confidence that you just swept
Yeah.
people up.
Yes,
into
I
your...
was right there with you.
I got the confirmation from
I went through them both
First
in my
Lady
head
Lindsey.
on the way, but I settled on.
I'll give you 2 more just so Steven can have a chance to redeem himself.
Okay.
Here we go.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me.
Simple one. Man, Rodney whipping that board out. He is bolting with an answer.
Writing a novel.
I don't got it.
No?
I'm mad at myself. I know it, but I can't think of it.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me.
Yeah, now I know it. Just because he did the thing.
Ba-da-bom.
He didn't say anything. I'm writing it down.
I said Bolton. Michael Bolton did the song. I thought I'd try to give a little clue there.
Okay, this is one of the most epic moments in Happily Ever After.
Oh yeah,
is this song.
Oh yeah,
in the new nighttime show.
Yeah, so good, so good. And what is it?
I can't remember the name
Go
of the
the
song.
distance.
Go the
From-
distance. That's the name of it.
Hercules. Hercules.
Let me reference the late 90s.
All right, here's the last one. Here's the last one. She think I'm a steed. A curse on you. A curse on your cow. All right.
Nice mooshu.
Oh, I thought you were still doing donkey.
No, here we go.
Have faith in your dreams and someday, your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
You play it again.
Is that what I
definitely zoned out.
I'm like, wait, which one is that now?
Pinocchio. Here we go. Last one.
Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing.
That's not the same one.
No, it's not the same one.
Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing.
That was written. That was copied from my diary.
I'm just gonna write down a movie.
Gosh, I know the song, but I can't think of what it's
I don't know it because I don't know the tune. So let's write down.
What is it, Rodney?
This is the other one. This is
the one I sang last
This
time.
is When You Wish Upon a Star.
When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh,
From what movie,
Pinocchio.
Steven?
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. All right, what's our scores tonight? Jessica?
8.5.
8.5. Steven?
7.5.
Sheena?
How'd we get halves?
If you got the movie and the...
Movie.
If you only got the movie or the song.
I don't know. I had 11,
I'll
but I
give-
was only doing whole scores.
But you got an 11. Oh,
Yeah.
you do like 1 point for the movie and 1 point for the...
No.
Oh, so she's 11. That means that she's beating you all.
Yes.
Rodney?
Yeah, because I had 11.5, and that included all my half points.
Yeah, I stopped counting at 11.
All right, so we'll give it a three-way tie between the Cannons and the Talaveras. Great job, everybody. Way to teach these young whippersnappers a thing or two.
Yay!
I was right there with you on Pinocchio.
I just realized I'm now the youngest person at this table, which doesn't happen very often.
That's a fact.
How does
That's
that
a
feel?
fact. So
I'm the only one here under 30.
Disney is a thing, and one of the things that I've noticed about Disney and Disney culture lately is they stumbled upon a formula that really seems to be working for them. So they have taken all the cows out of the barn, and they're milking them for all that they are worth. A legacy of animated movies. How many Disney animated movies are there? Do you guys even know off the top of your head?
There's at least...
I mean, this is going back to all the way to December 1937 with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, I mean, we're going back 80 years, if my math is correct. 90
Yes.
years? How's that?
I'd say close to 100.
Close to 100 years? I'm not that bad at math. Yeah. Okay.
91.
80
I said
years.
80 years. 80 years.
91 movies.
That's a lot of movies.
Including Disney Pixar.
So a rich animated heritage, but lately they've been going back to their old animated classics and remaking them as live-action movies. You guys have seen these, and a couple of them took off, and now they're just dredging them out one after another, and lining them up for remakes. Let's talk about these. Have you guys seen what Disney animated movies have you seen that they've remade into live action?
I think I've seen all of them but Pete's Dragon. I have not seen Pete's Dragon.
Does Pete's Dragon count as an animated remake? Because
I wouldn't
it's
say
no
so.
more or less animated than the other one was. I mean, you have a...
It's about as animated. Well, I would
I mean,
say
it
it's
still
less
involved
animated.
the animation studio.
It's also less. I would say it's less animated than Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Cool World.
neither of those.
I know that, but I'm just
more
saying,
animated than Mary Poppins.
But Pete's Dragon was a live action movie with an animated dragon, and current Pete's Dragon is still a live action movie with an animated dragon. But yes, I think you can put it on the list.
It's as animated
it's
as
a
the
remake.
It was
of
a
their
real
own
dragon.
property.
You hush.
It was a real fuzzy dragon. I liked Elliot from Pete's Dragon, and more importantly, I liked Elliot from the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Now
that was great.
Now in the Main Street Electrical Parade, is it the Main Street Electrical Parade where the little kid,
he sits on top of the dragon.
But it's Pete. Is he sitting on top of the dragon?
Yeah.
He's a little British boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I have not seen Pete's Dragon since I was a child. Like I don't remember it at all.
The movie came out the year I was born.
Yeah, it did.
That's old.
Yeah.
So aside from that, let's talk about the other ones. What are some of the live action ones that you've seen the remakes of? Have you seen any?
Well, you can almost put them into a couple different categories because you've got the remakes that like from Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, but then you also have the retelling of the history, like Maleficent.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That gives you the villain's perspective and changes the narrative.
If you're breaking those two things down, which do you prefer? Do you prefer them to go back and reimagine the same story, or to tell it from a different perspective or a different point of view?
I enjoyed the new perspective, but I'm bringing in some Christian theming in here. I don't like the 360 degree or the 180 degree turn on the villain is not really the villain. Now I understand grace and how people can change, and we need to be able to look at people in a different light. However, Maleficent from the Sleeping Beauty animation, She was evil. She became the dragon. She was terrifying as a child. I can recall that being one of the most. My mother didn't let us watch that movie when we were really little because she thought Maleficent
scary.
was evil.
Oh yeah, she's nasty.
And they
she's scary.
The live action movie was the perfect cast.
Oh yeah,
I mean that Angelina Jolie was Maleficent, and I didn't realize that she was until she put the horns on.
Those cheekbones, though.
Those cheekbones.
Going back to Maleficent, which was a beautiful movie. I mean, well shot. It was an attractive movie. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I thought it was okay. Angelina Jolie decided to overact a lot in that movie.
Well, I mean, you got two giant horns sticking up out your head and a pair of wings.
But it's definitely, to me, it's like towards the bottom of the new ones, but I definitely appreciated it more because it wasn't just, like, the Beauty and the Beast is almost like, not shot for shot, but it's a beat for beat remake to a T of the original one. Like, there's really no originality.
Exactly.
There's no originality to it. Like, it's this, I mean...
Whoa. To Beauty and the Beast?
To the new one.
Oh, there absolutely is. Beauty and the Beast, they introduced a backstory. They introduced the backstory that I didn't even know I wanted.
It's like sharks and jets up in here. Now, okay, now when
I did like that.
We talked about this a couple months ago. We said we're going to have this episode. Lindsey Cannon, we're talking we're on a dinner cruise or something like that, going around Tampa Bay. No booze. Lots of roast beef and
lots of cheesecake.
And they brought us lots of cheesecake. And we're talking about this episode, and okay, you are against the Beauty and the Beast live action.
I grew up on the animated Beauty and the Beast.
As did we all.
My little sister got it for Christmas, watched it every day till February. The whole family, still to this day. You turn it on, I can recite every movie, every word to the whole thing. And I just was very skeptical that they were not going to mess it up. Like, I really don't want them messing up my Beauty and the Beast.
Of course.
So I just...
But when we watched the preview at the One
beautiful.
Man's Dream, it was great. It was the
beautiful,
opening.
But the more I saw, it was just like, they're messing with my Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
right. I'm good with the Beauty and the Beast I have.
Sure.
Right after Christmas, I was sick. I was laying on the couch all day anyway. I was like, all right, it's on Netflix. I'll watch it. And I texted you when I was done, and I said I was wrong to be doubtful. It was fantastic.
So what did you love about it?
Gaston was absolutely phenomenal.
He was great.
Every song he sang, like my favorite songs in the whole thing were the songs that Gaston did. It was beautiful. It was very well made. It was great. And I loved that the song during the end credits was not Beauty and the Beast, but it was Celine Dion. I was fine until then, and that was where I got teary.
That was it.
I was like, oh, it's Celine Dion. Okay.
I mean,
that's how Beauty and the Beast should end.
It's me.
Trust, when I found out that Emma Watson was going to be Belle, I was like, that's perfect casting. That's perfect casting. And Emma Watson's like number one for me when it comes to like celebrity crushes. I love Emma Watson, but I just still was found like okay, like it wasn't bad. It was by far not a bad movie.
She grew on me. At first,
Yes.
I wasn't like, and then by the end, I was like, I like her.
I like the movie. Like the movie grew on. Like the beginning, I was like, okay. Like I was like, okay, here's all the stuff from like it's the original. It's the original just with people instead of cartoons.
Yeah.
And then by the end, I'm like, okay, like I like it. Like I love the Beast. The Beast was one of my favorite characters.
I
in this
didn't.
movie.
I didn't like him in the previews, but I really liked him in the movie.
Gaston once again. I thought Gaston was great. LeFou was great.
LeFou, great character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, you're a Beauty and the Beast fan. What was your thought? Did you saw the live action?
I've not seen the live action one yet.
Okay, then you don't get.
I am holding off because I feel the same way as Lindsay
It
did
was
before.
fantastic. It
Well,
really
no,
was.
I'm
I know Jessica. Jessica won't like it. I don't think
we
you'll
were
like it.
called, to talk specifically. So I just spoiler alert on this, but like I said, for me, that backstory that I didn't know I wanted was the story of Belle's mother, and when Beast took her to Paris and they were in that room and the doctor's death mask.
Spoiler
Oh my
alert.
gosh, I said that already. But that right there, my heart broke, and I was in that room with them, and I thought, my gosh, what a great addition to this story that I didn't think I needed.
Yeah. Because you kind of see Belle as a fully realized character in the animated movie. She's smart, she's savvy, she wants more than this provincial life. And eventually, I mean, she could have been chill with the Beast from the beginning if he would have just been cool. It was more about his arc. But in this one, she got over some stuff too. And I think they gave her a little bit more room to develop as a character, and I appreciated that.
I thought all the supporting characters were fantastic too. With Cogsworth and Lumiere and her father, and I honestly I like Emma Watson, but she probably was one of the least for me in the movie. I was like, okay, she was all right, but she wasn't what made me enjoy it.
I did have a moment when I was watching it, and then the father,
The incomparable Kevin Kline.
But he said something, and my senses went off. I'm like, it's Mr. Fishoder. Like I knew he was the same person, but like there was something that he said that was like the exact tone of Mr. Fishoder from Bob's Burgers. I'm like, oh, I'd forgotten.
So we watched Cinderella the other day.
I watched that this morning.
Have you guys seen the live
I have
action?
not yet seen Cinderella.
I'm going to tell you that was the one I had the zero desire to watch.
I loved it.
It was great.
It was great.
I thought it was great. Lily James was fantastic.
Kate Blanchett
was phenomenal.
Kate Blanchett was my favorite character in that, but I also like the fairy godmother.
Yeah, Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes,
I love
Steven's other movie crush.
That's number 2. But what
He's
does that look for? What does that look for the kids?
You don't
Helena
have a
Bonham
type,
Carter
apparently.
no. There's no. You can't go from Emma Watson to Helena Bonham Carter.
Listen.
No, I think you went from Helena Bonham Carter
You don't
to
have
Emma
a crush
Watson.
on.
No.
You don't have a movie. You have a thing for Tim Burton.
No. Emma Watson.
He also like Pee Wee Herman was his number 3, so you might be right.
Emma Watson was like from when I was a
Pirates.
child. I watched the Harry Potter movies, and I'm like, oh, and it was age appropriate. I was like, oh, that girl's cute. So I kind of grew up with Emma Watson. But Helena Bonham Carter, when I was 15, I discovered Helena Bonham Carter. I'm like, she's fantastic. And then since then, she's been my number 2.
Steven, I think we're taking this down a real dark pathway here.
Anyway.
That Cinderella was really, and it was another one that I didn't want to, like, Cinderella, the actress, who played
Lily
Cinderella?
James.
So good. And she grew on me more and more as the movie went too.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that movie was directed by Kenneth freaking
Branagh.
Branagh, man.
I knew it, forgot about it, and then when his name came up at the end, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Gilderoy.
and it made sense. It was really,
Yeah.
it was a very Harry Potter movie there. It was very, very well done, and I wasn't a huge Cinderella fan from the original animation. I mean, it was a little girly for when I was a kid. I was more about Robin Hood than I was Cinderella. But man, I thought the movie was just great. It was just great. The casting was perfect. You know who I didn't like in that movie?
What's his name?
The Duke.
The Duke, yes.
The monocle?
No,
he didn't have the monocle.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, it was the guy from Thor.
Yes.
Thor, yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Every time he kept talking, I'm going, who is that? It's Eric Selvig.
Yes.
He's a friend. I was
who was the other guy? I can't remember his name.
The prince.
Not the prince, but the guy that was always the captain. The guy that was always with the prince.
Yeah, the black guy. I don't know who.
He was great. I loved him.
He was
I liked
great.
him.
But in my mind, I was like, it's like I couldn't remember. I knew him from somewhere, but I couldn't remember.
Kate Blanchett was great in that movie.
She was probably the best
She was
part
so
of it.
good.
She was always great.
Yeah, she is always great, except for in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Unforgivable.
Oh gosh.
So I don't know. Okay, now one of the ones that I think was the best, and it's the least conventional because it's not a hey, let's wake up the princess within all of us, but Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book.
I think
I love it.
Absolutely loved it.
I think that one's the best of the live action
is
remakes. I think
phenomenal.
That one's the best one.
Ben Kingsley.
The cast.
The
Bill
cast
Murray.
is
Yeah,
incredible.
the cast.
Idris
Bill Murray.
Elba.
Idris Elba was
Yes.
a phenomenal.
Christopher
Yes.
Walken is King Louis.
Whoa!
And kind
In Neff's absence, I will gush for
This is my
Idris Elba.
favorite.
Gigantopithecus.
Look at me, I'm a monkey, and you're not a monkey.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
sorry. Every time I have a chance to,
watch your
to do my
red
Christopher
flower.
Walken, I want to do it.
Whoa!
Whoa.
There's a time.
But like,
I'm
No,
the king.
not here.
The jungle scene.
I guess kind of like Beauty and the Beast when they got appreciated
These
the
are
movie
terrible.
is they gave you another kind of backstory.
Yes.
That you wanted that.
Yes.
Shere Khan spoiler alert, kills Mowgli's father, or mother, or parent,
Sure.
Yeah.
guardian.
Yeah.
And
How dare you assume their gender?
I'm just saying that. I was like, wait, was it? I'm pretty sure it was his father, but was it his father?
Yeah.
It was a nice little moment, like Shere Khan's part of Mowgli's story since the beginning.
And I like the way that Shere Khan comes in and the intimidation game between him and all the other animals. So wonderfully done. Baloo.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Just
It's Bill
magical.
Murray.
Just magical.
I can't remember. Like he was doing something when he was trying to get Mowgli to go like get the honey.
Get the honey.
And someone tries to say, he goes like he's like oh just don't worry about. But it's like that's 100% Bill Murray, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and I love it because he started out as just, hey, I'm a selfish kind of guy, but he had a little bit of a character arc too. I didn't see this. 101 Dalmatians.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that. I didn't see it either.
Oh yeah,
You know what? I did watch it.
Yeah, no.
But I was
No?
like
I think I
forced
saw
to.
it.
Yeah, it was a long.
But that was
But I wasn't a fan of
from
the
the 90s?
original.
That was
Yeah.
kind of the first one, though,
Oh, I
right?
like that one.
I was
Was
forced.
Glenn close?
Wasn't that the first live? Well, no,
Yes,
actually,
I did see that
Disney
one.
Disney
Yeah,
did a
I did
live
see that
action
one, I
Jungle
forgot.
Book in the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rudyard
yeah, with
Kipling's.
Carrie Elwes,
does.
wasn't it? Wasn't he?
Yes,
They did
Brandon
it-
Lee.
Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee. And
Jason
was
Scott.
Carrie Elwes in that too?
I
They
think
did a
he
couple
was.
He
because they
was.
did. I
That
remember
one
they
was,
did.
but the animals didn't talk in that one.
No,
so it
No.
doesn't,
So
doesn't
they- yeah,
count.
that's what they
They
did.
didn't have Idris
But then there
Elba.
was another one they did in the '90s called Mowgli's Story, and I loved that.
Was
one.
that a Disney one?
I don't know. It might have not been Disney. In my mind, it was Disney because I always thought
It
Jungle
just
Book
came,
was
it came
Disney.
in the big plastic clamshell VHS cassette, so it might as well have been Disney.
But it was Mowgli. It was basically the same thing, but it was but they had like the live.
You know
but they
why?
had real animals.
Because the Jungle Book is public domain, so anybody
Yes.
can make a movie on it. You don't
But
have to
in
pay
my-
Rudyard Kipling anything.
But also, like the kid in it was in another Disney movie. He played Johnny Tsunami in the Disney original movie Johnny Tsunami and its sequel.
Stop
So
talking.
I thought it was
Okay,
I'm looking up just right quick, and I'm seeing 2018, The Jungle Book.
Yeah, it's
they're
Andy Serkis's.
sequel.
they're doing. I think
Or-
it's Universal is doing it.
Andy
it's Warner
Serkis,
Brothers.
Kate
It's Wa-
Blanchett,
yeah.
Christian Bale, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, they were both
Warner
in
Brothers.
production at the same time.
Um,
and okay, so Warner Brothers is
I'm
making
in.
it. But Jon Favreau is in talks about doing the second Jungle Book. They're doing a second version of it too,
Yes.
of the live action.
Yes.
What about Alice in Wonderland? Does that count as one of these
Yeah.
remakes?
It does. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Tim Burton, Alice in
Yes.
Wonderland, and its
I enjoyed
sequel,
it.
which I guess if you see
Through
the
the
I haven't
Through
seen
the
Through the
Looking
Looking
Glass.
Glass.
Through the Looking Glass
it's
wasn't
not a
bad.
sequel though, isn't it? It's kind of like she comes back to Wonderland, or
It's a sequel.
Yes. Yeah, it's a sequel.
but and that help me remember though, like she had already been there as a child or something like that. Or am I missing this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the remake. Yeah, she had already been there as a child, kind of like in her dreams or something like that. But
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
it wasn't like scene for scene a remake of the original one.
Gotcha.
Because in the original one, she was a child, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And
But the live action one wasn't. It was different.
all I know is like at the end she was wearing armor and fighting against
Yeah, it was
I
all
don't know.
different.
But she leaves
Catwoman.
and then comes back.
Black
Like she
lipstick
leaves
on.
in the end of the movie, comes back for Through the Looking Glass.
and then Sacha Baron Cohen is
But everything is.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Was that the case? Was that
Very
happen?
nice.
I forgot about
High
that.
five.
I
Great
forgot about
Yeah.
that. I just remember like the second one is more so the Mad Hatter story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
like-
it's
I don't know.
it has a bit of a time travel element to it.
And any time for Johnny Depp to put on a lavish, elaborate, crazy character costume.
So anytime Johnny Depp makes a movie,
That's the
Yeah.
one.
and just pretty much any time.
So
And you can take a sidestep over and go through to the television scene and see Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Oh yeah,
and
I've heard that was
terrible
terrible.
series. It was.
I
It was
like
awful.
I like the Alice in Wonderland story until I'm actually watching the Alice in Wonderland story, and I'm going, wow, this is a weird little
It's
world.
trippy.
It's trippy. It's, I mean, even the
But it's one of my favorite original of the animated movies.
and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
From an animation perspective, it's just flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
artistically, it's beautiful. I think it still has the record of having the most songs of any Disney animated movie.
Really?
It's got it have more songs than any other feature animation. Yeah, interesting. So of all these ones, which one do you think is the strongest one? I heard Steven say Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book is strong, but I don't want to go back and watch it again. I know that it was said Maleficent was probably on the bottom of the list, but I would go watch Maleficent again. And I wouldn't be mad at watching Beauty and the Beast again, but I still need to see Cinderella, so I'm jury's out on me for that one.
Which one's your favorite, Sheena?
Has to be Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I love it.
Jess, you got to watch Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
on
but right now
Netflix.
it's Maleficent's my favorite.
It's on Netflix.
You
I know
gotta
it's on
watch it.
Netflix. That's how my sister watched it.
It's your homework assignment. You got to watch Beauty and the Beast. So because I guess people have responded to these things pretty well, Disney has just decided to open the floodgates. In 2018 and 19 alone, I think they have 5 more live-action reboots.
Can't wait for Lion
I'm
King.
super
how
excited
about
about a
wait
couple
for
of
Lion
them.
King?
Jon Favreau, which I don't know if it's a live-action version because everything in The Lion King is going to be
I think
CG.
it's gonna be kind of like
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, but it's not gonna be live action. It's going to be modern computer animation.
So James Earl Jones is coming back as Mufasa
As
because
he should.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can't have
Yes.
somebody else
Yeah.
be Mufasa.
No.
Do it again.
So Donald Glover,
Mufasa.
Donald Glover Simba,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
great casting.
I'm not pleased with that. I'm
No?
Now
not
is it
I'm
what-
not a, I'm not
now
a
that- wait,
Childish
Troy.
Gambino guy.
But as an adult Simba, he's great.
John Oliver is Zazu.
That is good cast.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's
Seth
like, wait,
Rogen.
Matthew
who-
Broderick is Simba? Oh,
No, that was the original.
I clicked the wrong
And Marissa
one.
Tomei.
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner are Timon and Pumbaa, and Beyonce is now Nala. They just
Yeah.
cast Beyonce as Nala. So
Chiwetel
I like
Ejiofor
the-
is Scar. That's a great
Yes.
Scar.
who is Scar?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I like what's his name? Crazy Craig.
Yeah.
But I've Billy
Eichner.
I can't remember his last
See,
name.
he's the one I don't know.
As
He's on Parks and Rec. He was
Okay.
the guy that came from the Eagleton office, and he's just everything he does is just over the top. I kill you so much. I love you. I hate you.
He's so great. He also has a show called Billy on the Street,
Yeah.
where he walks around and interviews people.
I don't know how it's possible they got the only guy that's gayer than Nathan Lane to be Timon.
Wait, what?
Can I?
Wait, Nathan Lane is gay?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think Timon and
Women
Pumbaa were?
women loved him. Can I leave that in the show, or do I have to cut that? I don't know the rules anymore.
You brought it up. You might have to cut.
So okay, and the next one that's coming out, and this is kind of in development. Circle in the block.
If this is what I think you're gonna do, it's going to be interesting.
Tim Burton's Dumbo.
Yes.
Yes, it's weird because it's not.
I'm so
focusing
excited.
on. Like it doesn't have talking elephants or
No,
something.
I don't think so. It's Colin Farrell
Yeah.
plays a former circus employee who basically comes home from the war. I think it takes place in like World War II. And
In Florida.
Basically he's left to care for Dumbo, and then there's these other people that kind of I guess they want to take him away.
See who the other people are, though.
Eva Green and Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Johnny Dangerously and
And is it? Danny DeVito.
Danny
Yeah.
DeVito.
Now,
Alan Arkin.
Nice.
Now
It's a
here's
good cast.
Here's because everyone just thinks Tim Burton's the dark, brooding kind of filmmaker.
Because they've seen his movies.
Yes, but he's made some movies that were not like dark in tone or dark looking. Like Big Fish is not necessarily like a dark movie, and it's kind of eccentric and out there and whimsical. So I think he could do Dumbo well if he does it more like whimsical and not like Nightmare Before Christmas. In my opinion.
I'm excited about it.
Well, it's Tim Burton and it's Michael Keaton, so I'm waiting for a Batman reference.
But imagine if Baz Luhrmann did a Dumbo movie.
Oh gosh.
That would be really cool.
It would. It'd be weird.
That would be really cool. Now, you mentioned Big Fish. I know that's one of your favorite movies.
It's probably in my top 10.
The writer of Big Fish, John August, is writing the Aladdin movie.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that one.
Why not?
Because I love Aladdin.
no.
It's like one of if
I'm excited about Aladdin.
See,
Will
now
Smith.
how people.
Guy Ritchie is directing it, man.
I didn't know that.
Guy Ritchie is directing
That
it.
makes me feel a little bit better. But I mean, here's the thing. The reason why I appreciated Maleficent more than the other ones, not that it was better, but I appreciate it because it was more original. Like, instead of taking these movies that already exist and just making it live action, I want to see somebody do something new or do something.
Well, it seems like the Dumbo might be a little bit out of the box.
Yeah, that's that's what I'm fine with that. And if
I don't
Aladdin,
know. I mean, when I'm like when they said, okay, we're making a Beauty and the Beast, I wanted to see the Beauty and the Beast story.
Well, see, here I don't want to see Aladdin again.
For you guys that are listening, you didn't see like her smug shrug at the end of that. Like, I don't know, your move, creep.
But if you've already seen it, I mean, Beauty and the Beast was a Best Picture Oscar-nominated movie in 1991. So it's already like it's not like it was a crappy movie that you need to fix.
Yeah, but sometimes there's just a certain comfort level in seeing a familiar story played out again and again. That's why we're 5 Transformers movies into the franchise now.
How dare you?
And they just get better every single time.
I think I heard like Transformers was nominated for like 15 or 18
the Razzies this year.
It's like as it should be.
And I want Shia LaBeouf to show up and accept that.
There's a crossover movie with Transformers and Fast and the Furious.
Oh, shut up. Liar.
There's going to be street racers that are racing and they don't even realize that they're in Transformers.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
I am absolutely 100% making that up.
Okay. I don't know why they didn't make a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie.
I don't know, but if anybody out there listening to the podcast is going to make that movie, I claim all rights and any at least 50% of all proceeds.
Hashtag Rodney Imagineer.
If you like the Maleficent twist, there are supposed to be more of those coming. There's a Cruella de Vil. That's her story with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yes, I'm excited about
that. That's a great cast.
No, I don't really care about the twist. I just like that it was different.
But it's a new perspective on the same thing.
They're doing a Tinkerbell movie with Reese Witherspoon, too. That's kind of her own story.
Okay. Julia Roberts.
No, that ship has sailed, son.
No, but that's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay.
Hook. There we go. Hook is a live action.
Hook.
But it's not Disney, is it?
If you like Hook, then you're going to love Christopher Robin.
Yes.
No, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Now, from what
Hear me out, Little Dark Lane Club.
He doesn't need a movie.
Listen,
No.
Christopher Robin it's the adult version of Christopher Robin. He's grown up. He's left the nursery. And he's now a businessman. They're saying he's going to be played by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes,
Ewan McGregor. And
his
life,
and his name is Christopher Robin's son.
And his life is upended when Pooh comes knocking on the door looking for help. So yeah, it's basically Hook.
Yes, but it's
yeah.
But it's the 100 Acre
Sanders here.
Mark Wahlberg was in that movie with the teddy bear.
It's Paddington.
Paddington apparently is really good. I've never seen it.
Yeah, so and that's the guy who directed Quantum of Solace and Finding Neverland. Mark Forster is going to be directing a Christopher Robin movie. So I mean,
it wasn't like I'm not like that's what I like.
Do you like Finding Neverland?
Yes, I did.
It was a good movie.
I enjoyed it.
I think I saw that.
It was Johnny Depp.
Not doing a weird character.
Yeah,
he played J.M. Barrie from the guy who wrote Peter Pan.
And the little boy, who I forget his name, Peter.
Peter. Yeah. So Lion King, Aladdin, Dumbo. They haven't. Go ahead.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Mary Poppins Returns is coming soon.
That's a sequel. So, like, to me, that's a different category. Like, remake and then sequel.
It's Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's another category altogether.
It's Emily Blunt.
He'll finally get his Oscar.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not mad at Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins either.
No, that's a good cast.
Now, who are they going to have to play the Dick Van Dyke character?
Dick Van Dyke's in it.
As the same guy?
But it's not the same story.
As long as he does his terrible Cockney accent, I don't care what he does.
It's the Banks children grown up and have some sort of family crisis, and Mary Poppins comes back.
She just ageless?
Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course, she's practically perfect in every way.
In the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen mythology, Mary Poppins is Christ.
Really?
Yeah, they bring her in. Harry Potter is the Antichrist, and Mary Poppins is Christ. That's that true story.
Is that why you hate Harry Potter so much?
Because he's the Antichrist.
In a comic book?
Yeah. That's like Tom Riddle. Is that the guy?
Tom Marvolo Riddle.
Tom Riddle was secretly raising him to be the Antichrist because Tom Riddle's the devil.
Ah.
Yeah. Don't read anything in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen past Volume 2. It gets very dark and very disturbing. But I had to follow it through because I'm committed to my craft. Little Mermaid is coming.
Now, yeah, but I've heard that one's at the Disney. Like they're doing it. Unless they're doing like
Disney's doing it.
But there's another one coming out too. but it's not like the Disney version. It's like the original story version.
And the nice thing, I think that's
Which
actually
turns
cool.
to sea foam at the end.
Triton is going to be Jason Momoa.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no.
I was about to get so excited.
Is he gonna have
Shenanigans. No.
It's secretly Aquaman.
They're tying it together, and then Disney buys Warner Brothers.
It all connects.
And then they're going to do Sword in the Stone too, which I can get behind Sword in the Stone.
I'm all about it.
Yes.
I loved it as a kid. That was one of my favorites.
The only thing I've seen about that, and I'm not condoning anyone watching Game of Thrones, I do not, but that the director from Game of Thrones is going to be doing that, so it should be epic. Director, writer, producer, not director.
Oh.
Well, which you'd think that would be good, but I remember when they did the gritty, realistic Robin Hood movie with
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, and that turned out to be hot.
Yeah, that was not
mess.
good.
I wouldn't be
Did not see
mad
that.
if they did a like they're doing with Lion King or with Jungle Book, do a Robin Hood one, but
Yes.
like the animals.
With the animals.
But you'd
Or
have to
better
do with the
yet,
animals.
Or you do this.
Yes.
You do this. This is how you do it. You make $1 million, $1 billion, because $1 million does a lot of
$1
money.
million.
Is you do it kind of stop motion, and you have Wes Anderson do it.
Yes,
Yeah, that's-
Fantastic Mr. Fox,
But
but
we
as
already
Robin
have the
Hood.
Fantastic Mr.
I know,
Fox.
but I want that to be Robin Hood.
Oh man! So what Disney movie? What movie have they not tapped yet that needs a live action?
Dark Cauldron. Dark Cauldron? Is it Dark
Black-
Cauldron?
The
Black
Black
Cauldron?
Cauldron?
The Black Cauldron. I get Dark Cauldron, Dark Crystal, and Black Cauldron mixed up all the time.
Yeah, they already have a Dark Crystal one. What else?
Oh, no.
Steven, you can't take all the
I
answers
know.
yourself, buddy. You got to
I'm
share.
sorry. That one won't work anymore.
I have printed out for the people on the panel tonight
Hear all the
all of
wrestling
the Disney
pages.
movies. A live action Toy Story. That's what I want.
Yeah. Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet was not as garbage as. What about a live action Atlantis movie?
I think that could work.
All right, here we go. This is it.
I would
This
like
is the
that.
one that's gonna bring it back and make it amazing.
Do it.
Home on the Range.
Shut up, Steven.
No.
You're grounded.
I wouldn't mind Great Mouse Detective, but then I remember the Sherlock Holmes movies, so that's basically the Great Mouse Detective was the cartoon version of Sherlock Holmes.
I don't know that any Disney movie that has that was made in the 80s.
What
Disney is doing an Oliver movie though, so I guess that's kind of like an Oliver and Company, but it's not going to have dogs in it.
What about The Rescuers?
Or Billy Joel? How would like live action The Rescuers with mice?
I don't know.
It would be like the live action-ish Stuart Little, which I did not like.
Oh yeah, no.
But it had Michael J. Fox in it.
It did, and I love me some
And-
Alex P. Keaton, but it's no.
Was Gina Davis the mom in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who the father was?
House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hugh
Yes,
Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
Who
Gregory-
is
who's
also
Gregory House.
Greg House.
Hugh Laurie is also one of Cruella de Vil's henchmen in the live action 101 Dalmatians.
I did
Yes,
not know that.
indeed.
Aren't they doing a Mulan as well?
Yep.
That's why I
Yes,
thought, why haven't
I
they
have heard
done
that.
Mulan?
Yeah, I don't know, because that's a story that, like, if you tell it like the Mulan story, like they're going to get lambasted for
Yeah, this is
whitewashing
not the
history.
culture
But if you
to do
make it
that
like
in.
history, you can't sell action figures and princess dresses off of that.
What about the Aristocats?
Aristocats
I
would be.
love the Aristocats.
I don't know how you're going to film that many cats,
That would be a lot
but I bet it'd be fun to watch.
What about Hunchback?
fun. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought about Hunchback.
It's dark though, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Who's going to play the...
Fantasia. I'm just reading.
gonna- is one
Benicio
of my
del Toro
favorites.
is Quasimodo.
Yeah.
Who would be
No.
Frollo?
I know.
There's some great
Oh.
villain. John Lithgow.
No.
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 Oh, who's the guy? Tony Stark's father.
Oh,
Locke?
No. Tony Stark, the dad. He was from Mad Men. Roger Sterling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. I was gonna say Christoph Waltz.
Ooh.
Christopher Walken.
Just because of Walken.
No.
I am
Quasimodo.
Choose me,
No.
or you'll suffer hellfire. It's really hot. You're not gonna like it. Even this foul creature may you prove one day to be of use to me. I'm bad at Christopher Walken. Hate you all. Go home. Well, I think we might have exhausted our live action
Fox
Disney
and the
list. Pastor Rodney,
Yay.
a Disney devotion. I'll give you a Disney title, and you got to give me something spiritual so that we can walk out of here with something to hang our hat on tonight. All right.
Here goes.
So I'm gonna just kind of randomly. In fact, Sheena, pick a random Disney title. Just open up your list at whatever page you like. Pick a random thing, and Pastor Rodney's gonna have to say something spiritual about it.
I sure hope I've seen it.
Wait, Cheetah, please pick Fun and Fancy Free.
Okay, you're gonna have to drop that. There you go. She picked Brave.
Oh, Brave. courage to be to face the things that you fear, to face your fears, because God has not given us a spirit of fear.
No, He has not.
But of power, love, and a sound mind. And we have, thinking back, gosh, I hate spitballing off the edge of my seat like
Gotta
this.
be ready in season and out.
In season and out of season. We played this game when I was in college. People would do this very same thing, except we would be a little bit more spiritual. We'd flip open the Bible, and you had to preach a quick message on whatever it was.
I think this seems more spiritual because you don't have the Bible to cheat with. You know.
That's right. Yes, that's true.
Snap.
Although we would usually find the most obscure. But it's brave. You've got a daughter who wants to move into her destiny, but she's different than everybody else. It's okay to be different. It's okay to embrace who God made you, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you know what? There are times, especially for those of you who still live at home, those of you who don't get along with mom and dad every once in a while, it's okay to have those moments, but realize that deep down in the heart of things, that you do actually care for your mom, for your dad. They care for you, and that love, that paternal, maternal love, is the love that God has for us. And there are times when there are things that happen that even I, someone who's been saved the majority of my life, and I still have some times when I stop and say, God, why is this kind of happening? Why is this going to take place? No, I don't ever intend to turn God into a bear. But but there are times when I say, God, this is not what I want to do with my life, and God says, you shut your face, I wrote the book. A little Carmen reference for those in their 40s. But yeah, that's goodness.
That's really good. You changed your fate with that. As nice. All right, let's give one to Lindsey and see how she does.
Probably way better.
All right, Sheena, pick one for Lindsey.
Pick it from the first page.
She's like Madame Leota, like divining. All right, you got Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
Ooh, that's it.
It's the perfect parallel of the shepherd going after that lost sheep. Nemo's dad went and found him, just like Jesus comes and finds us wherever we are.
I told you she was better.
She is good.
She also got a better movie too.
That's good.
That was almost a layup. I'm like, oh yeah.
Brave redheads.
Scotland.
And these people that are freaking huge.
Loud.
Sorry, Nick. I think I peeked out all
That
the.
was a wee below the belt.
What's gonna happen is Tony's gonna edit this and his ears are gonna bleed.
That's right. All right, Steven,
Okay.
pick one for you.
All right.
Give us something spiritual on Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Song of the South. I'm kidding.
You liar.
Kidding.
It is on here.
Is it on here?
No.
Oh, it is on here.
It was on there.
That's stand correct.
I just got Finding Nemo again. Brother Bear, Steven.
I've never seen that one. You're gonna have to give me another one.
Okay.
Had Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Cars 2, Steven.
Never seen that one. You're gonna have to give me another one. I didn't see that. You told me not to watch it.
Cars 2 is really awful. All right, I give up. Steven, you can pick one.
Pick one? I don't want to pick one. Sheena, pick one.
No. Rodney will pick
Her
one.
hand around. Rodney, pick one for him.
Oh, great.
Lion King.
Oh, man, the Lion King is great because number one, it's about it's Simba leaves out of guilt, leaves and comes back, and for me, you can kind of twist it in a way where it's almost like the story of the prodigal son, where he leaves, he does his own thing, and he comes back. But rather than coming back to his father, he comes back to his destiny, to what is rightfully his. And it's when we want to kind of go out and do our own thing and live the easy life, when we have to make the choice to follow God. It's not, the Bible says that the path, to righteousness it's narrow and it's not wide. It's not the easy way. It's going to be tough. Simba coming back from the good life, the chill life of hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa and eating bugs, where, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase, it means no worries. He doesn't have to worry about anything, but now he has to go back and be king and defeat his uncle who has destroyed his father's legacy, and come back and overthrow that, but then take the responsibility up of continuing what his father has already set out for him to do.
It's good stuff.
Stephen, you are not who you have become. You are my son.
This is CNN.
Remember,
who you are.
I am your father. I can't do that.
No,
James Earl
that's
Jones.
not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. And then, watch out for my blind dog. Oh, no, he was a blind man in Sandlot.
Yeah.
His
dog was
wasn't
not blind.
His dog was the beast.
Watch out for my blind dog.
What happened to the dog? He keeps running into the fence. You're killing me, Salisbury. Well, that's about all the time we have.
Wait, now it's Sheena's turn.
Sheena? Listen, she's on this show. I've already pushed this thing as far as it's going to go.
Wait, Tony, you have to do one now then.
No, listen, some people have to drive all the way back to Frostproof.
Okay.
Yeah, I want another shot. Mine was terrible.
All right, give him another shot.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm not gonna keep doing it.
Fun
We
and
can end
fancy
the show.
free, go.
No idea what
Three Caballero.
Hercules.
Three Cabriella.
See, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Oh,
There's
you feel
a
it.
triune God.
Three in
Three
one.
persons in one Trinity, one Godhead.
So here you go, Tony. Do one for Princess and the Frog.
Princess of the Frog
Voodoo
has
lady.
voodoo in it, so I didn't watch that because I'm sanctified.
I didn't watch it.
For somebody who's listening to the show for the first time tonight, they're going to think I'm a real stuck-up jerk.
Wait, for the first time?
If someone's listening to this for the very first time, the only thing they're gonna think, oh, he doesn't Harry Potter. He's talking bad about the Potters and the frogs and what was the other thing that I said?
Oh, Buffy.
And Buffy, which I'm like,
Yeah, but you could take the Buffy thing out of it, but you made enough relevant Harry Potter references talking about
conversational.
the
He's
Sorcerer's
gotten it from
Stone.
us.
I'm just saying.
He did read the last chapter of the last book, though.
I did.
Yeah.
I know
So
exactly
you know
what
that Harry
happens
Potter
at the
died.
end. I know that at the end of the whole thing, it was all a dream, and he woke up in the Kansas farmhouse.
Oh.
He's like
Surrounded by.
It was all black and white
you were
again.
there, and you were there. I'll miss you most of all, Hermione.
But come back as Belle.
Come back as Belle. That is all the time we have for today. We want to say thank you so much to our special guests, Pastor Mayor Rodney Cannon and the lovely Lindsey Cannon. And for the first time, hopefully not the last time, on the Nerd of Godcast, my lovely wife, Sheena. Mwah.
No.
And of course, we do have half of the twins, Jessica, Steve-O Supremo, and up in the booth, Nick, the engineer. My name is Tony T. Once again, connect with us across all the social media platforms at Nerd of Godcast. Check out our blog at www.nerdofgodcast.com. We've actually have some cool people from all across the country are contributing to our blog right now through something we call the Nerd of Godcast Network. So you can get on there. You can find some stuff from some other Christian podcast hosts, some of our listeners, and some ministry leaders that are in our network. We're really excited about that. So please get on there at nerdofgodcast.com. If you have any questions for us, you want to chat with us, you can get on there and email us at nerdofgodcast@gmail.com or give us a call on our Nerd of Godcast hotline at 760-NOGCAST. For the Nerd of Godcast, my name is Tony T. We hope you have a Disney day. Until next time, we ain't got to go home.
But
we can't stay here.
Hey, check out that Alexa skill too.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Check out the Nerd of Godcast daily. That's it.
We gotta go.